And it was a stunning defeat down in Athens, Ohio, as the Scouts gave up 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning and fell to the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a score of 8-7. Hello, everyone. I am Terry Lash alongside my broadcast partner Lance Morris, and you are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball. Tonight, the Scouts take on the Lorain County Ironmen and some Great Lakes League action. Thank you for joining us here on Tuesday afternoon. Taking down from Xenia Scouts today will be John Crawford. We have not seen John in a long time. He was on vacation last week. Was unable to make his starts. Does not go on road games with the team. He does not live here in Xenia. Travels from his hometown of Wapakoneta. John goes to St. Clair Community College right down the road. Transferred from Bowling Green State University. And told he's going to go to Indiana State. And today the Ironmen come in for a record of 12-14 on the season in neck-and-neck race with the Licking County Settlers for that 6th and final spot of the Great Lakes League standings for the playoffs, which are unbelievably coming up only in a few
Batting for the
weeks.
Ironmen, playing at center field, number 8, Elias Aguirre.
Coming up for the Ironmen, Elias Grady. He was followed by Jeff Edwards and Tyler Byers. Edwards and Byers both batting over 400 for the season.
Yeah, there we go.
So here comes lefty Crawford on the mound again. First pitch. That one a bit high. 1-0 now.
How's it feel to be dating?
Crawford from the lineup. Here's the pitch. 1-0, and that one's going to be swung head towards left field and be bounced in there. Jonathan Bravo going to pick up in foul territory. He's trying to make it into a double, and will be out at second base. Nice throw from Jonathan Bravo. So lead off single from Elias Aguirre. And he's put out at second base, though.
Great play from Bravo to
Yeah.
realize that he had a chance to get him out at second. He was able to throw down a Grady, so he gets the hit, but is not trying to extend it.
So we have Jeff Edwards. First pitch from Crawford right down the middle for a strike.
Here, after can I sit real quick?
What?
1-1 now. Here comes 0-1 pitch. That one's going to be swung and missed. A lot of movement on that pitch from the southpaw. 0-2 pitch. Here comes the throw. That one's going to be dropped over. Pass ahead of Christian Binger right in front of Levi Gilcrease in center. So back-to-back singles to start the game for the Ironmen. That's going to bring up the catcher, Tyler Byers, to the plate. Leads the team and the league in batting average on the year.
Where's Lincoln's dad?
He's a righty. Edwards stands off at first base. He has 8 stolen bases on the season. Byers came in today batting .414. First pitch from Crawford was swung and foul to the right side. Quickly down 0-1 to the catcher. Jeff Edwards gets his lead again. 0-1 pitch is a bit low. According to Clovis Lovelace, today's home plate umpire. 1-1 count. 1 out. 0-0 score. Second pitch in there for a strike. 1-2 now to Byers. Edwards gets his lead off of the first base bag. Cale Giddings playing first, holds him on. Here's the 1-2. That's in the dirt. Lincoln Reed throws to second, but won't be in time. He couldn't corral it. Bounced off his glove. Mishandled it off the tips of his fingers. That'll be the 9th stolen base of the year for Jeff Edwards. So the count will be even back at the plate. 2-2 to Tyler Byers. Jeff Edwards stands on second now after his 9th steal to lead the team. Byers, speedster himself, has 7 steals on the year. 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Scouts and Ironmen tied at zeros. Next pitch is a bit low. bounces on the field turf, and you saw Edwards take a big lead, got about a third of the way towards third base before step back towards second, and it'll be the first full count of the afternoon for Crawford. Payoff pitch incoming from the lefty. That one misses outside. So after 2 singles to start the game, a walk to Tyler Byers puts runners on first and second with 1 out. And that's going to bring up Chris McDonald, a two-way player for the Ironmen. Also pitches, batting .304 coming into today's contest. First pitch to him is a bit low. 1-0 now. McDonald goes to Hillsdale College. Third in the league in strikeouts, actually.
No, it's not. That's not Nick. Is that Nick?
Crawford looks at second, now throws home, and that one misses outside. So 5 consecutive balls from Crawford after a walk. Tyler Byers now 2-0 to Chris McDonald.
Tell her how to do it, Daddy.
Jeff Edwards on second. Byers on first. Here's the throw to McDonald, and that one inside corner for a strike. Crawford regains his groove, puts the count at 2-1. Probably had to do anything for football. This is the second again. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That one drops, but just misses that outside corner. And I mean just misses by a hair. Thanks to the 3-1 count, Crawford's in danger of walking his second consecutive batter and putting the bases loaded. 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. That one well in the turf. So 2 straight walks from Crawford, and the bases are chalked. So Jeff Edwards, the speedster, on third. Byers on second. Now Chris McDonald on first. Only 1 out
The
here
designated hitter, number 37.
in the top of the
Nick
first
Bear.
inning. Scouts coming off of that loss against Southern Ohio Copper as the sun dissipates here at Grady's Field.
You got to wonder if it's just been a little while since Crawford's been on the field. Doesn't quite have his feel for the game as he usually would on his 5th day. It's been more than a week since we've seen him out there, so it could be just a little rust.
And here's pitch to Barone. Now in there for a strike.
1 for 5 against the Scouts this season.
Crawford on the mound, trying to get out of this danger. He's put himself in. 0-1 pitch, swung on, tipped backwards. It's going to be 0-2 for Nick Barone, who we recently found out before the game just told Lorain County Ironmen's announcer that it's not pronounced Barron. Told him it was Barron beginning of the year. Now we learn it's pronounced Barone. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Now as we line towards Gilchrist in center field, he's on his horse. Diving catch. And he's going to be throwing home. And not in time. So it's going to be a sac fly to center field. But a beautiful diving catch from Levi Gilchrist. We've seen that time and time again this year. But regardless, the score is now 1-0. Ironmen take the lead.
Not much you can do out there. For the Scouts, you allow the bases to get loaded with
Playing at
one
right
down.
field, number 16.
Playing the
Golden Ditto.
possibility that they can just hit it deep into the air for a sack fly. That's exactly what Barone was able to do. Levi was able to make the catch and didn't quite have enough on it to get Edwards at the plate.
Cole Nito at the dish now. First pitch to him. Misses a bit low. 1-0 from Crawford. Crawford with 2 walks today. He's also given up 2 hits and an earned run. 1-0 count to Nito. That second pitch to him. That goes way up top. Hits the ceiling, and now it's 2-0.
Keep in mind, Crawford did start against the Lorain County Ironmen last time here at Grady's Field. It was that 14-inning fiasco. We went 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Had, of course, a no decision.
Oh my gosh.
2-0. Hit towards right field and Miles right, and he'll put it away. So Ironman will leave 2 on, but they do get on the scoreboard. That's a sacrifice fly to center field from Nick Barone. Brings home Jeff Edwards, who singled, stole, and was a walk to third. And the Ironmen are leading, going to the bottom of the first by a score of 1-0.
Treat your body with honor.
There wasn't, again, not much you can do for the Scouts defense. Once Crawford allows Couple to get on with the hit and Edwards, and they were fortunate that Aguirre tried to extend it to second on his hit. Was a signal that he tried to stretch into a double, was thrown out. Byers and McDonald each walked, brings up Lorain. He has a sacrifice fly, and Bonito tried to do some more, but just happened to fly it out towards Miles Wright out in right field.
That's going to bring out the defense of the Lorain County Ironmen. Starting pitcher Patrick Higley from Ohio Dominican University. The many Panthers from ODU we have seen this season. And thank you for listening to Lance Morris and myself, Harry Lash, as we try to give you coverage of the Xenia Scouts each and every single day. There was actually a thunderstorm here in Xenia, Ohio. The power went out in the city. Wi-Fi dropped, and Lance Morris and myself were able to get Wi-Fi to broadcast this game right before we came on. It's a bit of a madhouse up here in the press box as we've been scrambling. Back to Patrick Higley. He is 1-2 on the season with 5.87 ERA through 23 innings pitched, has 10 strikeouts and 22 walks. So more than 2-to-1 walk to strikeout ratio. Did not pitch it back against the Scouts in the first two games between these two teams. Scouts down 1-0. We're going to the bottom of the first inning here at Grady's Field. The sun peeking back out. Beautiful blue skies in the backdrop. We wouldn't believe how bad it was storming earlier. And going from left to right as we see Old Glory in right field. Might be blocked by the pole on the webcam screen. You see the trees waving in the distance. Man, who's coming out for the Scouts?
For the Scouts, it's more of the typical lineup that we're used to seeing game in, game out. We led off by Lee Solomon playing shortstop today. It'll be Christian Binger getting to start at second base. And then it'll be Mr. Hot Corner, Kyle Carney trying to stay red hot, has 5 home runs in his last 9 games.
Yeah, another one yesterday at Bob Grant Stadium. He absolutely crushed it. One of 3 home runs on the day for the Baby Blues. Got some of the Baby Blues with navy numbers, white trim, and home white pants. The Lorain County Ironmen coming here. And they're all grays with black numbers and numerals. Lee Solomon come out to dish after having a rough day yesterday. He was 0 for 5 with an error. So here comes Higley. He's a lefty. First throw to Solomon. Outside corner for a strike. 0-1 to the shortstop. Got trailing 1-0 here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Bunt shown, but it goes high. Off of glove of Byers. So that's going to even up that one piece.
Bunting has been a real struggle for a good majority of the Scouts. They always seem to be in situations where they can put it down, but can't get it down at fair play.
Here's the throw from the lefty and misses way outside. Solomon can switch hit. Batting righty against the lefty.
He can switch it, but we haven't seen him switch it. We've seen him do it at practice.
One that was being lined and picked up at third base, thrown to first and plenty of time. What a nice play at the hot corner.
Yeah, Cody Calloway had a nice stop down there. Third bucket that might get past him for a base hit single, but he was ready down there. And there's the reason third base is called the hot corner. Calloway makes a nice play in the first out of the inning.
So unfortunate break for Lee Solomon. That looked like a single all the way as Christian Binger comes to the plate. First pitch to Binger. And then there's our strike 0-1. Binger walked for his 25th time of the season yesterday. Second pitch also in there. 0-2 now to Binger.
Dex hit 5 bombs in the last 9 games.
Binger will stay patient though as Byers moves outside. And he holds up. So there's going to be 1-2 now to Christian.
David, back. He hit his
1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. And Binger goes down swing. Something we don't see very often. So 2 up, 2 down for the Scouts here. In the bottom of the first, trailing 1-0.
Yeah, it's very rare for Christian to fall behind in the count, let alone go down on strikes. He of course, leads the team in the entire Great Lakes League in walks with 25.
That's going to bring up Kyle Carnahan. He brings his hammer, first pitch. Now Swan hit towards right center field, and Nito in right field. And this will be a 1-2-3 inning for the Scouts. Patrick Higley, the Panthers, are looking dominant on the mound early. Going to the top of the second inning, the Xenia Scouts trail the Lorain County Ironmen by a score of 1-0.
And he had ghosted me.
John Crawford will come out for his second inning of work. Back in that first inning, he gave up 2 hits, 2 walks, and an earned run that got us to a 1-0 score. Scouts lost 8-7 yesterday to Southern Ohio Copperheads. Dropped them down to 18-14 on the year. And dropped them down to 4th in league standings. With the victory, they would have been 3rd. They gave up 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. All those are credited to Thomas Wani and Joe Chasen. Scouts playing 6 games in 5 days to finish out the stretch before the All-Star week. And then the following week, they play the Galleon Raiders. Both those on the road in Galleon for 2 days to finish out the regular season. Rain has caused a muck here in the Great Lakes League and has really fiddled up the league standings. The Scouts have played about 8 more games around here. A lot of teams around the league, so it's going to be a mass scramble for them to finish. And it's supposed to side come out for the Ironmen here in the top of the second.
For the Ironmen, they'll be bottom.
Number 15, Zach Zybert.
Start off with Zach Zybert, the left fielder. Then it'll be Cody Calloway, the third baseman, made a nice play in the last inning. Then Sam Kohler, the second baseman.
As for Zybert, is going to be grounded towards Binger at second. He picks it up on a couple of bounces and throws it to Giddings at first for the putout. So 1 pitch, 1 out for John Crawford. Great way to start the top of the second.
And that's how you really want a second inning after giving up the 1 run in the first due to a few walks. Usually we'll see Crawford walk some guys on, but finds ways to get out of the jam without allowing anyone on. Wasn't able to do that in the top of the first.
That's going to bring Cody Calloway, the third baseman. First pitch on an outside corner to go for a strike. Crawford on the rubber does work pretty quickly. 0-1 pitch. That one misses a bit high. 1-1 evened up
Ready for this one?
to the Bowling Green Falcon.
Yes.
1-1 with 1 out. That one is a bit low. 2-1 now from Crawford as he slaps his glove. Thought he might have that strike, but 2-1 regardless. Scouts down 1-0 here in the top of the second. 2-1 pitch. Fouled out of play to the right side. And now Crawford will do it again at 2-2. Cody Calloway.
Calloway, of course, from Bowling Green, like we mentioned, as are Terry and myself, is a 2-sport athlete at BG. Also, one of the backup quarterbacks for the Falcon football team.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung and missed. Cody Calloway couldn't hold off the high heat. And he goes down swinging. First strikeout of the day for John Crawford.
Number 18,
Former Falcon. It's now a current Falcon here is Crawford, of course, a BG transfer.
That's going to bring up Sam Kohler, the second baseman, to the plate. First pitch from the lefty. That one. This is a bit high. 1-0 now to Kohler.
everything together. It's $100.
Scouts down 1-0 here. 2 outs in the top of the second. That one's hit right towards Christian Binger on a line. Takes a couple of step backs, but is easily able to put it away. And after the top of the second inning, Scouts still trail Lorain County Ironmen by a score of 1-0. Scouts and the Ironmen have a 1-1 series record. The biggest loss of the season for the Scouts was up at the Pipe Yard against this Ironman team. In Lorain County, they lost that contest by a total of 9 runs, 12-3. And the following night, back here at Grady's Field, one of the craziest ball games Lance and I have ever seen. 14 innings, and Christian Binger scored the winning run on a wild hit from that.
Yeah, that was definitely the craziest game, at least innings-wise, that I've been a part of. We've seen some crazy games this season for very different reasons. That game sticks out, of course, the game with Jordan Schaefer, dealing with the loss of his grandfather the night before his complete game. That was special for a lot of different reasons. That one much deeper than baseball. So we've seen some games that are just deep in their own ways, and some that are much deeper for just the glory of life.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot of pleasure. It's not a broadcast these games all season long for you all around the country. And now we have listeners in Tennessee, Iowa, Missouri, California,
Your
and everyone
designated
else.
hitter for the
Probably
Scouts,
some in Ohio.
number 17,
Probably some in
David
Ohio, a
Gaunt.
couple in Kansas, of course, some in Florida. We range all across the great states of America.
What does Kate produce for sure?
That's going to bring up David Gaunt. Going to start at DH tonight, and Lance is coming up after David.
After David Gaunt, the DH red will be first baseman Cale Giddings and center fielder Levi Gilcrease.
Second inning for Patrick Higley. First pitch to Gaunt. This is a bit high, 1-0 to David. David yesterday broke the Scouts' record for home runs in a season when he hit his 7th 1-0 pitch in the dirt or the turf, 2-0.
You can call it the dirt as well, even though it's turf. It's the same concept.
I try to say turf as much as possible. 2-0 pitch. That one misses way up top. That one hit above the attic, hit off the top of the roof. So 3-0. Now to David, who we imagine will be taking the situation.
You would say. We haven't seen. I don't think we've seen anyone swing on a 3-0. We've seen people swing on 3-1, but not on a 3-0.
And that streak will continue as David Gaunt is walked. So the first base runner of the day for the Scouts, who are in business here in the bottom of the second, trailing 1-0.
Baseman, number 10,
Why
Cale Giddings.
not walk Gaunt after you see the season he's had? He's near the tops of the league in RBIs. Has 29 on the season, just a few away from breaking the Scouts season record. So why pitch to a guy like that when you don't have to with nobody else?
All day tomorrow.
That's right. Cale Giddings, the big man, is taking the first pitch low for a ball. Cale from Lake Erie College. Transfer from Akron University, originally from Columbus, Ohio, will be Pickerington North High School. David Gaunt sits on first. Here's one for 1-0 from Higley. That one low in the turf. 2-0 for Giddings.
So that's 6 straight balls from Higley. You got to wonder when his catcher or Byers is going to go out there and have a quick chow to make sure settle him down that he doesn't want to walk 2 straight batters.
Dang, I almost want to do it the
After
first time.
6'5", here comes his pitch. That one's also way low in the turf. And that's going to do it, Lance. There, what you were just talking about. A meeting at the mound.
I didn't know it was that loud. It's old.
Yeah, I think Tyler Byers might have heard you vibrating maybe in his face next now. I'm going to talk. Patrick Higley, 6'5", 195-pound junior from Grafton, Ohio. Same area, in the same high school. That's Cody Calloway sitting at third base. We went to Grafton Midview.
I'll do the music for you.
Yeah, we were talking with broadcaster for the Ironmen, Jake Ramada, and he says that they like to recruit a lot of local guys. There's a couple guys from some random areas. You see Texas and New Jersey on there. To name a few, but a lot of local guys. And
the 3-0 pitch goes right down Detroit Street for a strike. Of course, Cale taking there. 3-1. We'll see if he takes again. After 7 straight balls from Higley, he gets it down the center. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's one and ripped, but foul. Left of the Scouts bullpen to make it full at 3-2, but that was an absolute hammer from Giddings.
I was talking with Cale after last night's game, and he was upset with himself that he hit a lot of balls hard, just happened to hit them right at people most of the time, but 1 for 4 yesterday.
PF pitch, gone on the move. That one's high. So 2 straight walks to start off the bottom of the second inning. The Scouts
now batting for your Xenia Scouts,
no
center fielder,
1-0.
number 6, Levi. What can he do? Gilcrease.
Levi had got on the board in the home run category last night with his first one, and it was an absolute bomb. It hit off the top of the fences behind the fence to kind of keep the balls in, make sure they can keep them because baseball is pretty expensive. Really far home run. It was the most pulled ball, but it went a long ways off the bat. We knew that one was gone the moment he hit.
Longest home runs we've seen this
did
year.
the announcement.
Gilcrease.
I'm stoked.
1-0 as We see some location struggles from Patrick Higley here in the bottom of the second inning. Scouts trailing the Lorain County Ironmen by a score of 1-0. They have 2 on here in the bottom of the second with no outs. Levi Gilcrease, the center fielder, at the plate. Here comes the 1-0. That one's going to be lined towards second. And Kohler, and in time to double up David Gaunt, who was sliding back, but Jeff Edwards touched the bat before his fingertips could get there. This is an unfortunate
Your
break.
catcher, number
That one
20,
was screaming
Grady.
at Sam Kohler, put it away and threw it to Edwards for the 4-6 double play.
There was nothing that David Gaunt could do out there on second. Didn't have a giant lead off of second base, but was hit on a line right to Kohler at second. And he just had to flip it over to Edwards in a matter of time, and nothing Gaunt could do with that. But try to get back safely, wasn't able to do so.
Lefty rolls. Some of the momentum of the Scouts pick off the attempt towards getting at first. Lincoln Reed now at the dish. He switch hits, and we do see him switch hit. Batting righty now against the lefty. First pitch to Reed. That one misses outside for a ball. Scouts were in business. Now to the foreclosure on that business with 2 outs. Cale Giddings on first. Lincoln Reed at the dish. Another pickoff attempt on Cale. Lincoln, the catcher from Taylor University, getting to start behind the plate today in that 3-man rotation with him, Zach Wiley, and David Gaunt, who is just put out. The next pitch inside for a ball. 2-0 now. To Lincoln. Cale Giddings gets a big lead at first. The big man with the big lead. 2-0 pitch, swung and fouled out of play. Good chunk at that one from Lincoln Reed. Makes it 2-1. Scouts trailing in this one, 1-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. Cale Giddings gets his lead at first base. Lincoln Reed at the plate. 2-1 pitch from Higley, way up top. Myers look over to first base, make sure Giddings goes back. Might threaten through to Chris McDonald sometime, who's standing at first base, but Lincoln Reed back in the box. 3-1 count. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Scott trailing 1-0 down once we swung. Hit towards right center field, and it's going to be put in play. As the late flag for a second. That was going to be caught on the fly by Cole Nito, but I don't know if that caught first before it hit his glove or just fell out of his glove or what.
Yeah, it looked like it had that in his glove for a split second, but wasn't able to rattle it. Fall into the field of play, so Scouts now have runners at the corners. Brings up John Robin.
Scouts want to cut a break there. It is sunny somehow here at Grady's field. Don't know if Nito out there brought his glasses, might have lost them in the sun because originally thought he had a line on him, but by the way he slid, you have to wonder if he knew where the ball was heading. So Patrick Higley, the lefty, will step on the right side of the rubber, looking at the catcher's plate. Runners on the corners, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. First pitch to Bravo up high, 1-0. Scouts trailing 1-0.
Yes. 1-3. That's the Ironmen.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And that one's going to be hit towards Edwards at short, and he puts it away. Jeff Edwards, one of the fastest guys in the league, the Crusader from Valparaiso, catches that one before it gets towards center field. And after putting runners on the corners, the Scouts leave them both stranded on islands and are going to the top of the third inning. And Lorain County Ironmen lead the Xenia Scouts by a score of 1-0. Just an unfortunate break in that inning on the line drive hit on the first pitch from Levi Gilcrease, as David Gaunt, who was standing on second base with no outs, is doubled up, and as Lance mentioned, didn't even have a big lead. He was about what he should have been, and was just hit so fast right to the glove of Sam Kohler. He didn't even have to move on that put out. Then he threw it to the speedster Edwards, who was already shaded towards the second base bag anyway, and was able to double off David Gaunt with a nice single by Lincoln Reed that put runners on the corners. Cale Giddings walked earlier in the inning, but another line out, this time to Jeff Edwards, ended any hopes of the Scouts scoring there in the bottom of the second. So we'll move to the top of the third.
We have an update from the Great Lakes League. Northern Ohio and Gallaudet had a doubleheader scheduled for today. That would be canceled, and all the rain that didn't get to Athens, Ohio, got there today. The locals and the Southern Ohio Copperheads canceled as well at Lorain Stadium. Cincinnati State and Licking County Sellers scheduled to start a little later due to rain, scheduled for an 8 o'clock first pitch. So unless we see here any other matches, we'll give you those. Another game is taking place as of right now. The Grand Lake Mariners taking place against the Lake Erie Monarchs up in Flat Rock. Monarchs on top 1-0 in the top of the second.
That's going to bring Elias Aguide. First pitch to him. This is way outside. Another interesting note about Aguide is we thought his name was Elias Aguirre last time. That's how we pronounced it. Again, one of those players that Lorain County Ironmen broadcaster Jay Hermada told us before the game switched up his name the other day. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Once we swung and hit towards right field, Miles right trying to enter it, and he will put it away.
The shortstop, number 1, Jeff Edwards.
That's bring up Edwards, who singled last time and scored the lone run of the game. He was sacked flown in by Nick Barron. Yeah, pretty decent by rolling those R's.
Good job, Terry. I will not be able to roll those R's, so don't expect that from me.
High school Spanish teacher would be proud, and that one goes low off the dish. 1-0 now to Jeff Edwards. Don't think I want to roll an R on that one.
Edwards got on in the first inning with the hit, stole second, actually came around to score.
24-13 coming to today's contest.
It doesn't matter, I think.
So one foul out of play. 1-1. He stands at 5'5" tall, but one of the most effective players in the league. Also, when I was 9 stolen bases, as he stole one back in the top of the first. 1-1 pitch. That one misses outside. 2-1 now to Jeff Edwards, the shortstop. One out here on the top of the third.
I'd venture to say that Edwards is probably the shortest player in the league, and he does a great job.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one drops back into the zone. Nice sink on that ball from John Crawford. Scouts still trailing 1-0 here on the top of the third. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Crawford gets his second K of the day as he gets Jeff Edwards to swing at that high heat.
The catcher, number 14, Tyler Byers.
Counting the hit and the last strikeout, 6 of 12 this season against the Scouts. So he's definitely been one of the scout killers around this league.
He's doing great against here, but not really that far out of his norm. Of course, batting over 400 this year. Another 400 batter at the plate now, and Tyler Byers taking the first pitch for a strike right down the middle. Byers 0-1 now. Here comes the throw from Crawford. That one misses low. He walked back in inning number 1. Got to second before a Colanito fly out to Miles right. Ended the top of the first. Scouts still trailing here in the top of the third. 1-0. 2 outs. 1-1 pitch. That one curves back into the zone. Got the corner. Good throw that time by Crawford. He's definitely regained his composure on the mound after some struggles in the first. That one lined right back to him. Just misses his glove. Lee Solomon picks up, throws the first, and in time. Nice play by Lee Solomon on his horse. Got to the gap between second and short. Was able to throw it to his friend Cale Giddings in time.
And that's one of the better defensive plays we've seen in the last couple of days. We saw great catches from Levi Gilcrease earlier on today. We've seen that basically all year. So we're very spoiled with Levi Gilcrease on center field. That's something we touch on quite often. But Lee Solomon, a very good defensive shortstop. We saw him get completely wrecked at second base trying to convert a double play. Was slid into very hard and somehow got it over to Cale at first in time to complete the double play yesterday. So even though Lee has made a couple errors on the season, still a very good defensive shortstop. He made a nice play there for the final out.
I described yesterday's double play as he was hook-shotting it to first base like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because he was on his way down after he slid into, and there was a lot of contact. Somehow was able to get it first. That's a testament to the workout warrior who's always in the weight room. Now we're heading to the bottom of the third inning. Scouts still trailing by a score of 1-0 here at Grady's Field. Wind has died down a little bit, but still coming in, left to right still. Patrick Healy about to take his third inning of action. A little bit of struggles back in the bottom of the second inning. As he walks his first two batters with that 4-6 double play that put out David Gaunt at second and Levi Gilcrease at the dish. And then after a Lincoln Reed single, Jonathan Bravo lined out to the infield as well. Ended any hopes. The Scouts had a scoring, and they left two runners on, one in scoring position. But we'll head to the bottom of the third to see what the Baby Blues can
Playing
do
at right
now.
field, number 2, Miles Wright.
Bring up Miles Wright. Right fielder, he struggled yesterday. Was unable to get a hit. And here is host dad, Rick Johannes. Ring his cowbell for Miles.
And of course, our host dad as well.
Papa Rick, here in attendance. Here comes the bunt attempt, but pull back as that one went a bit high. Cody Calloway a little off on third base. See if he plays in now.
Yeah, I think he will. He's just shy of the grass over there.
1-0 count to Miles. Here comes the pitch. That one misses low. Grabbed by Byers, but 2-0 now to the right fielder from St. Edward's University in Austin, Texas.
Has anyone turned an iPad?
What?
Has anyone turned an iPad? Yeah, I was tracking
Comes the 2-0. That one swung and hit towards left field. Zach Zybert will put it away. So a good charge by Miles Wright, but it hangs up in the air a little too long.
I have no idea.
Zybert off to
Your
range
shortstop,
to
number 3,
right, not too
Lee
far to put it away.
Solomon.
What was it?
Have you
Another
searched
time
concessions yet, though?
Miles Wright hit a nice ball. Just having to hit it a little too underneath it. It just hung up in the air, and that was it. Gunner that was fairly easily for out number 1.
It's going to bring Cody Calloway to the plate first. Excuse me. Bring Lee Solomon, who grounded out to Cody Calloway in his first inning to the plate. 0-1 pitch. After Solomon fouled that first one away towards the Scouts dugout. Higley re-steps on the rubber. Here's that 0-1. That one's going to be popped up high in the air as we around the foul territory and put away by Cole Nito in foul territory. Nito, Kohler, and McDonald all converged. Looked like a little bit of confusion, but
Next up to the
You
plate
ended
for the
that.
Scouts, second baseman
Two up, two
number
down.
4,
Start the bottom of the
Christian
third.
Binger.
1-0 to the Lorain County Ironmen. Bring Christian Binger to the plate. He struck out swinging last time. Here comes first pitch from Higley. That one's right down the equator. 0-1 to Binger. That strikeout was Binger's 16th of the year. 0-1 pitch. That one drops down in the zone as well. So quickly up 0-2 on Christian.
So 2 straight times that Higley's going against Banger, he's got another one too.
Here comes 0-2. That one misses way up top. Didn't even hit the glove of Tyler Byers. We 1-2 now to Christian. Christian Binger, second baseman. He's a lefty. 1-2 pitch, and that one just missed hitting him, and I don't know how it did. Binger stood firm in there. Thought it might hit off the top of his shoulder, but just curved and missed his jersey by an inch. 2-2 pitch, and that one misses high. Binger checks, and he's worked his way back from 0-2 to a full count.
Banger must really want to hit because he could have leaned into that one very easily and walked down to first base.
So 3-2 now from Patrick Higley. Here it comes. That one misses high, and Binger takes his 90-foot stroll for the 26th time this year, which leaves the lead.
Third baseman number
Just like water is
16,
wet,
Kyle
with
Carnahan.
the walk seems to be just another rule of nature.
Now 26 on the year, as I just mentioned it. It's the time run on first base. Scouts trailing here in the bottom of the third against the Lorain County Ironmen by a score of 1-0, and Kyle Carnahan now at the dish. First pitch to Mr. High Corner. Well, it sounded like a pitch out. They were seeing if Binger was on the move. Christian does have 6 stolen bases this year and hasn't been caught once. Carnahan step backs in. That one goes low as well. 2-0 now from Higley. After going 0-2 against Barry, he's thrown 6 straight balls. 2 outs, 1 runner on. 2-0 count to Kyle Carney, and here it comes. That one misses inside. 3-0. Seems like any ball that gets near Kyle Carney is going to hit him. He was hit yesterday for the 10th time this season, which leads the league. 3-0 count that he's taking, and he's going to be walking. So 8 straight balls off of the left arm of Patrick Higley have put runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom.
Now
of the
batting
third.
the designated hitter,
Scouts.
number 17, David Gaunt.
Bring out a meeting on the mound. Ironmen are led by manager Joe Sharper. No, that was not Sharper on this. Talking to Higley on the mound now. And to bring up David Gaunt. Gaunt also walked last time he was up. See if he's swinging away now. Thank you for tuning in with us on Twitter for every game we live tweet. Keep up with the Scouts that way. Keep up with us on Instagram, Facebook, and XeniaScouts.com, where you write articles for every single game. Binger on second. Carnahan on first. Gone at the plate. First throw is up top. 9 straight balls now from Higley. Scouts did leave 2 stranded last inning. And to avoid that same fate here, David Gaunt at the plate. Tied for the league lead in home runs with 7. 1-0 pitch to him is going to be fouled back behind us. And that's the first strike we've seen from Higley in 9 pitches. Scouts trying to get back in this one. Down 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning with 2 outs on the board and 2 runners on the bases. David Gaunt at the dish. 1-1 count to the designated hitter from Washburn University, the Ichabod. Here's that 1-1. Swung on. Now it's going to be driven towards center field. Will it fall? And it will not. As Agide is on his horse to put that one away. And the Scouts for the 2nd consecutive inning will leave 2 runners stranded, including 1 in scoring position.
I just got hosed.
After Miles Wright flew out to left field, and Lee Solomon flew out to right field. Christian
Dude, I've
Binger
already started.
and Kyle Carney both walked on, put the Scouts in a little bit of business as they were trying to threaten and tie up this ball game. And David Gaunt flew out to center field and is now 0 for 1 in the contest. And the Scouts still trail the Lorain County Ironmen by a score of 1-0. John Crawford comes out here in the top of the 4th inning.
Crawford struggled a little bit in the 1st inning, but got the Ironmen to go down 1-2-3 in both the 2nd and the 3rd, so they'll try to put the Ironmen down in order after allowing them to get on the board first inning.
Crawford on the rubber. Lance, who's coming up through the side of the Lorain County Ironmen.
Coming up for the Ironmen, it'll be 4, 5, 6. It'll start off with Chris McDonald. He's playing first base, also one of the top pitchers in the league as well. And we talked to Will. He goes to school with Chris McDonald, so he talks to him every now and then. And said we missed McDonald, so he will not pitch against the Scouts. So good news for us. And then after him, it'll be Nick Barone.
Leading up the top half of the 4th inning for the Ironmen,
And then it'll be
first baseman, number 7, Chris McDonald.
That first inning.
Here comes the first pitch from Crawford to McDonald up top, 1-0. McDonald with a 2.04 ERA this year and 36 strikeouts, also batting .304. Quite the athlete. That 1-0 catches the outside corner, evens up at 1-1 to the first baseman.
McDonald hitting .304 on the season with 1 home run and 11 RBIs.
1-1 pitch. That one curves and misses the wood of Chris McDonald. Crawford now up 1-2 here in the top of the 4th inning. Scouts down 1-0. Here comes that 1-2 delivery. And that one just misses the outside corner of the dish. It's like a similar location to a strike that was called earlier in this at bat, but it'll be 2-2. Crawford wheels and deals. That one will be fouled out of play. Looks like it might curve back into the zone. We'll do it again at 2-2. Crawford from the windup. Here comes the pitch. And foul to the exact same spot. Out of play to the right behind the Ironman dugout. Scouts trailing this one 1-0. We're in the top of the fourth inning. No one on, no one out. That one's be lined right back up the middle. Lee Solon picks it up, throws the first, but it will not be in time. Good run out by Chris McDonald. I can't even believe someone was able to get to that one. That was on a rope towards that gap.
The designated hitter, number 37, Nick
Much better
Barone.
play than I was expecting, but regardless, a leadoff single from Chris McDonald.
Yeah, I have no idea really how Lee Solomon got to that one. Fields his position incredibly well. And it was hit slow enough that McDonald was able to beat it out at first.
Lefty versus lefty battle now as Nick Barone comes up to the dish. That one misses low. Lincoln Reed watches it bounce a little bit away. This will be 1-0. McDonald on first, no outs here in the top of the fourth inning. Scouts trailing 1-0. 1-0 from Crawford to Nick Barone. Here's that pitch. And that one looks like it clipped him and got him on the side as we saw the grimace from the designated hitter.
Playing at
Barone
right field,
will
number
be standing
16,
on
Collegiate.
first, McDonald on second. And just like in the top of the first inning, the Scouts in a little bit of danger here.
I mean, you can go over it again. I mean, I tried with really cares. Another in there.
So bring in Colnito.
You can play knock in there just see because it could be in there.
He flew out to Miles right in right field last time.
1-0. Xenia trails Lorain County. Collegiate was played. He's up for 1
Crawford on the far right side of the rubber now moves to the center. Pushing out the stretch now in his Nike cleats to the righty Colnito. Here comes the delivery, and that one is in there for a strike. 0-1 from Crawford, trying to work out of this danger. 2 on, no outs. Top of the fourth, Ironmen lead 1-0. Lincoln Reed behind the dish. Trying to hit on to Solomon short, Binger second, and getting first. 0-1. Curves in there. Strike as well. Here comes the 0-2 as he checks McDonald at second. Crawford delivers. Check swing and we appeal to the infield umpire. He says he didn't go. We 1-2 after the check.
And that's a tough play to make if you're a field umpire. You have a better view when you're in the A slot back behind first base. So usually they're just going to go with whatever was already called.
1-2 count. Crawford looking for his third strike, and that one's going to be fouled. Cal Gaines makes a chase at it, but I'll watch it go way out of play towards the hills on the right out of bounds territory. 1-2. We'll do it again. Scouts fourth in the league standings coming into today's contest with an 18-14 record. 8 games left in the regular season. Here comes the next pitch. That one misses outside. Even up now from Crawford Donito at 2-2. Down on second base right now. He hit a single, then Nick Barone on first. He was hit by a pitch, and that one's going to be dribbled off the end of the bat and foul. Didn't get too far for Lincoln Reed behind the plate.
Lincoln might have also caught Nito because he was seeing the foul right away. If it goes in a foul territory, you got to wait for a player to touch it for it to officially be foul. So I think they got a piece of him out off the bat.
And we'll do it again at 2-2 for the third time with runners on first and second and no outs. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be swung and lined into left field. Jonathan Bravo picks it up on the wall, throws home, and we cut off by Carnahan with the single below the bases.
What happened?
Playing at
Crawford's
left
in a little
field,
bit of
number
danger.
15, Zach Zybert.
So you see Crawford
My
work himself
brother.
into jams before and get out. minimal to no damage. So with nobody out and the bases loaded for Zyber, it's going to have to do the same here in the top of the fourth.
Crawford, this is his fifth start of the season. That's an unbelievable .69 ERA, and I've called him Houdini before for working out of these types of situations, but really he's putting himself against the wall here. First pitch to Zach Zybert. He swung and fouled backwards, 0-1. Bases are chalked. No outs here in the top of the fourth inning. The Scouts are trailing the Lorain County Ironmen by a score of 1-0. Zach Zybert, the left fielder. And then the 3-hole the first two times these teams play. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, and that one misses up top. Even up at 1-1.
Zybert 1 for 9 so far against the Scouts this summer.
So he's had his struggles at the plate, and Crawford would like to continue those. Going out to Christian Binger at second last time. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one curves out of the zone. 2-1 now. Scouts trying to hold on to this 1-0 deficit. Don't want it to be extended anymore. No outs. 2-1 pitch. That one's in there for a strike. The bottom of the zone. Crawford was able to pinpoint it. 2-2 now to Zybert. A great spot for a strikeout. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That one's been swung and fouled out of play behind the Scouts dugout.
Tony Campbell walks to the bullpen to get warm.
That'd be bad news for the Scouts. They're trying to keep as many arms as healthy as possible. The relievers are seeing quite a bit of work. Tony Campbell did not see any action yesterday. The injury to Joey Levitt, who's with a sore rotator cuff, is going to handicap the team. 2-2 pitch. So swung and fouled out again. Like Zyro, if we're good at that here, staying alive.
Like 2 hours away.
Scouts will be on the road in Lorain County at the Pipe Yard tomorrow at 7:05. Probable starting that one with match would be Dylan Donnelly. We'll see. 2-2 pitch from Crawford. That's we foul back towards us. So another foul ball from Zach Zybert. I've been working for every single out in this game. Already with bases loaded here in the top of the fourth inning. Scouts trailing 1-0 in the game. Look at home again. He winds and fires. That one's going to be driven towards center field. And Levi Gilcrease is going back. Puts it away. And now throw towards third.
Golly.
And that's going to sacrifice home Chris McDonald and extend the lead to 2-0. Gilcrease, as you can see on the webcam, showed off his absolute cannon through to third. And Nick Barron probably thought second about trying to advance. Go with 1 out. And 2 on. The Scouts now trail 2-0. So now 2 earned runs on the day for Crawford for 3 1/3. Next pitch. As we foul backwards to Cody Calloway, who struck out swinging last time he was up.
They scored.
Crawford's gave up 4 hits, 2 walks, 2 earned runs. That's a strikeout in the evening. Here comes 0-1 to Callaway. That misses outside off of the glove of Lincoln Reed. And the pass ball is going to put both Nick Barone and Cole Nito in a scoring position.
I better wake up, man.
After a heartbreaking loss yesterday where they gave up 6 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning, maybe some fatigue on the Xenia Scouts, mentally and physically. 1-1 now to Callaway. That one misses outside as well. 2-1 now to the third baseman. Runners on second and third. 1 out. 2-0. The Ironmen lead. Scouts desperately trying to not give up any more runs. Here comes the 2-1 from Crawford. Swung and missed. He took a whole lot off of that one. He had Callaway way ahead.
And Crawford's definitely going to be looking to get Callaway down swinging to force the second out because Runners at second and third. Only forces over at first.
Hopper with 2 strikers on the day. Would love to get his third 2-2 pitch. Swung and miss, and Cody Cali goes down swinging for the second time in this ball game. That is the third strikeout of the day for John
Number 18
Crawford.
at second base.
That's going
Sam
to bring up
Kohler.
Sam Kohler, who ran from Angelo State University, sister school of Texas Tech, not too far down the road from Lubbock, Texas. Runners on second and third still. Scouts in a little bit of danger. Here comes the first pitch to him. That one misses low and away. 1-0 to the second baseman.
And now with them getting 2 down, you can kind of forget about the runners at second and third and just worry about finding a way to get this batter out as easily as possible.
Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Kohler. That misses way outside. He showed bunt, maybe trying to suicide squeeze play, but matters not, as he would not be able to reach that one, which is way outside the zone. 2-0 now to Kohler. Runners on second and third. Scouts down 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. That one's going to be lined towards Binger at second. And he caught it on the fly. It was dipping towards the ground. That will leave 2 on for the Ironmen. Now they've left 4 on in today's contest. But going to the bottom of the 4th inning, the Scouts now trail by a score of 2-0 after Chris McDonald got on with a single. Nick Barone was hit by a pitch. Cole Nito was able to single on to load the bases, and then Zach Zyber with a sac fly RBI to center field extended the Ironman lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Grady's Field. We'll see Patrick Higley back on the mound. Scouts only with 1 hit through 3 innings, so trying to touch up the big left-hander. Did mention earlier that there were some cancellations around the league. Few games being played. Lance mentioned the game with the Cincinnati Steamer Licking County Settlers. We played at 8:05, but we do have another update as the game between the Lake Erie Monarchs and Grand Lake Mariners is in a delay right now at Flat Rock Field, and you have to imagine that one didn't get to 5, so if that one was to cancel, they'd have to redo it. Remember, you have to get through 5 innings to have a game considered complete, and you can record it. It's just been a incredibly wet summer, the most rain that I can remember. And I've lived in Ohio my entire life. About 50 minutes up the road here in Xenia. It's just every single day is non-stop pouring down rain. Scouts love to pour down some hits here in the bottom of the 4th inning. As Cale Giddings brings his axe to the dish.
Didn't know you were allowed to use an axe as a bat. That's a new one.
We got hammers and axes and bats. A whole plethora of hitting utensils on the team as Giddings swings and misses at that low one. Count is now 0-1 to the first baseman. He's a big righty.
And Kohler is now lined out to Christian Binger for 2 straight at bats.
It's 0-1 to Giddings, and that one misses up top. Didn't curve into the zone in time. 1-1 now to Cale.
Cale Giddings will be Levi Gilcrease and Lincoln Reed.
Pitches. He's an outside of the zone, maybe a little bit low. 2-1 now to Cale, and Giddings did get 1 hit yesterday, a single. That was in the top of the 9th inning. He was replaced by Jonathan Bravo as a pitch runner. Next pitch in the turf, 3-1. If Giddings takes here.
Have to think he would, unless it's right down the middle.
That one misses, and a huge bat flip from Giddings. So his first 2 at-bats put Cale Giddings on with a walk. Nothing trying to get back in it.
That's now the 5th walk from Higley, 2 of them to Cale Giddings.
Levi Gilcrease lined out to that 4-6 double play last time. Seen him Kohler was able to catch it, flip it over to Jeff Edwards, and plenty of time to double a David Gaunt. First pitch to Gilcrease is low and away. 1-0 to the center fielder from Baylor. The Ori has a diving catch to his name today. I mentioned earlier, had that deep solo home run at Bob Wren Stadium. Pickoff attempt towards Giddings at first. Giddings, one of the biggest men on the team. Not a threat to steal, but does take a big lead. And that one's popped up high from Gilcrease. Jeff Edwards calling off at short, coming all the way in towards the pitcher's mound and puts it away. He dealt with the sun a little bit. Now Gilcrease will be 0 for 2 after popping out.
Your catcher, number 20, Lincoln Reed.
So Lincoln Reed comes to the plate. Last time he was up, Giddings stood on first as well. He hit that single to right field right off the glove of Cole Nito. Not sure if it bounced before it got to the glove of Nito or if it hit his glove and then the turf at the same time. We're not sure. But regardless, we put Lincoln on with the single. He's 1 for 1 today, and Giddings on third for Bravo, who's on deck right now, lined out to Edwards at short. And the bottom of the second inning. We're here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Scouts trailing the Lorain County Ironmen by a 2-0 score. First pitch to Reed. This is outside. Counts now 1-0.
That one did not miss by much on that outside corner.
Have a small strike zone for Clovis Lovelace, and that's one misses
No
low.
long game.
No question on that ball. 2-0 now to Lincoln.
You got a long game. It's slow.
Higley's pitch count is getting up there here in inning number 4.
There's been a whole lot
Pick off
going
the
on.
attempt towards Giddings, who slides back in plenty of time, brushes the pellets off, and we'll do it again. Back at home plate to Lincoln Reed, 3-year scout. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That one swung and hit towards right field, and Nito again. This time, no problems for the right fielder, and he'll put away Lincoln, who's now 1 for 2 today. And Giddings is still on first base with 2 outs.
Playing at left field, number 7, Johnny Bravo.
Lincoln Reed in the opposite direction both times to right field. This time, a little too far, hung up. Nito was easily able to put it away. Jonathan Bravo lined out to Jeff Edwards next time. A shade to the left of the second base bag. And here comes the first pitch to Bravo. That's going to be grounded towards Callaway at third. He's going to make the throw to first, and McDonald puts him away. So one pitch, and Bravo is out. After putting Cale Giddings on with a walk, Patrick Higley is able to work out of it, retire the next 3 batters, and going to the top of the 5th inning. Scouts have still only had 1 hit through 4 in today's contest, and they trail the Lorain County Ironmen by a score of 2-0. John Crawford stepping back on the mound, and it's been a familiar theme for Crawford all year long. Just hasn't been able to get a lot of run support. Crawford on the season with, as I mentioned, a .69 ERA, second best in the entire league. He's pitched 26 innings for those 4 starts, but only has 1 win and a 1-1 record. But the Scouts have not been able to give him run support in any of those 4 starts. And here, start number 5 seems like a lot of the same story, as they only have 1 hit on the board as they enter the top of the 5th. See if they can come through in the 5th, like they did down in Cincinnati against the Steam. The Ironmen are up by a 2-0 score here in the top of 5, and Lansky's coming up for the Ironmen in this half inning.
For the Ironmen, we'll be back to the top of the order here. In the 5th inning of action here at Grady's Field. Elias Aguirre and Jeff Edwards, the shortstop, who's 1 for 2 on the day, and then Tyler Byers, hitting third this inning, and he's 0 for 1. He walks back in inning number 1.
Thank you for joining Lance Morris and myself, Terry Lash, as we give you coverage of the Xenia Scouts in game number 33 of the season.
Ironman at center field, number 6, Elias Aguirre.
Back to the top of the lineup, Elias Aguirre.
Look at all these seeds. Look at all these seeds.
Elias is 1 for 2 today's contest. Single, but was caught staying that single to the double back in the first inning. First pitch to him is popped up highly by Gilcrease, ranging to his left, and Miles Wright will actually take over in right field and put it away.
Batting next,
Communication
number
between
1,
the 2 outfielders, and
shortstop,
1 pitch,
Jeff
1 out.
Edwards.
Crawford here to start at the top of the 5th inning.
That'll be the
There's still plenty to be
second
eaten.
time he's got a first pitch swing, and one time was for a fly out in the fifth, and then also had one back on Zybert in the second.
And first pitch to Jeff Edwards in there for a strike. Last one on the strike zone. 0-1 to the shortstop, who struck out swinging last time. 1 for 2 today. One of the 2 runs for the Ironmen. That next one, outside corner again. 0-2 from Crawford, being aggressive against the shortstop.
Yes.
0-2 pitch. Swung and fouled to the right of Kyle Carnahan, standing on third base to the left side of that third base line. So we'll do it again at 0-2. Crawford lines and delivers. That one's hit towards center field. Christian Binger, Levi Gilchrist calls it right off and puts it away. So 2 fly balls in the top of the 5th inning and 2 outs for the Ironmen. Scouts still trailing by a 2-0 score here in the top of the 5th with no one on. And Tyler Byers coming up to the dish. Byers grounded out to Lee Solomon a short last time, who made an unbelievable play. Bash from Coker College. There's his first pitch right towards Solomon, who cannot make the jumping catch. It's going to be a single for Byers, who's now 1 for 2 today with a walk after he drove that one on a line right above
number 7, Chris
shortstop, who showed off his unbelievable ups. We've seen him make plays like that where he jumps out the gym, puts his leather on the ball, is able to come down with it. That time just a couple of inches above the leather on his left hand.
Yeah, not much Solomon could do on that one. Tried to jump up and snag that, but just a little out of his reach.
So bring up McDonald, who's 1 for 1 today. First pitch to Chris is in there for a strike inside corner. McDonald also walked back in the first inning, so he's been on both times he's been up and also scored last time. That one misses outside. 1-1 to the first baseman. Tyler Byers stands on first base. Swung and missed from McDonald, now down 1-2, and Crawford is 1 strike away from getting out of the top of the 5th inning. Scouts are still trailing in this one by a score of 2-0. Crawford, he throws towards the dish, and that one's going to be fouled out of play to the right side. There's 2 outs, so I don't think I have to worry much about stealing, but if Byers wanted to, he has 7 on the year and has not been caught yet. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that one misses outside. Another good at bat for McDonald, and for the second straight inning, he is 2-2 against John Crawford. Last time he singled on a 2-2 count. 2-2 of 2 outs. 2-0, he says. Just in time, McDonald calls time. Crawford did throw home. He'll have to do it again. Crawford goes to Sinclair Community College. The Tartans, right down in Dayton, Ohio, not too far from here. Fires on first. Here comes the 2-2, and that one gets him looking. And Donald backed up, but got the inside corner for the 4th strikeout of the day for Crawford. And that will be the 5th runner left on the Lorain County Ironmen after a Tyler Byers single put him on first base, and Chris McDonald was caught staring at that beauty from Crawford. And we're heading to the bottom of 5, folks. The Scouts still trailing 2-0. You need to wake up those backs and get going here at Grady's Field. Only 1 hit on the day. There has been a number of walks. I want to honor Patrick Higley, who's coming out first 5th inning of action. Up to 5 total walks on the day. Only 1 hit for the Scouts.
A bit of a score update from the Minutes League. The Mariners in the Monarchs have resumed play up in Flat Rock. Monarchs on top of 1-0. They're in the top of the 4th and still waiting on the game for the steam in the 7th start. I've not seen any updates on Twitter, but if I do, I will let you know of them as I see them.
Scouts trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning in Grady's field, trying to avoid losing back-to-back games. Stay ahead of the Grand Lake Mariners. The Great Lakes League standing. Looks like they're having some problems themselves up in Flat Rock against the Lake Erie Monarchs. The Monarchs have been charging as of recently, but it will matter not, as we were told by some of the Monarch players last time. The Scouts went to Lake Erie and lost on a walk-off home run. That
Batting for
Lake Erie
Scouts,
Monarchs
playing
are
at right
actually playing
field, number 2,
their postseason
Miles
baseball
Wright.
in a tournament in Wichita, Kansas. Will not be partaking in the Great Lakes League playoffs, so that opens up a spot, presumably for either the Lorain County Ironmen, who the Scouts are facing today, or the Licking County Settlers. And some bring Miles Wright, who flew out to left field last time, and Nancy's coming up after Miles.
After Miles, it'll be back up to the top of the order with Lee Solomon and Christian Binger.
Miles will take his time.
Oh, yeah.
Steps back on home plate. Rubs his cleats in, and now back in the box.
Want some more?
Here comes the first pitch to Miles. He watches that one go by for a strike. 0-1 now to the right fielder.
Miles 1 for 9 in the
All the
series
days.
against these Ironmen.
Scouts mildly struggled in the first contest between these two teams. Here's the 0-1, swung on and missed. 0-2 to number 2, Miles Wright. Scouts lost that one 12-3.
Yeah. Good looking back, brother. I got it. I hit the wrong button.
0-2 from Higley. That one misses up top. 1-2 now.
I gotta put like 3 in there to mess up.
Patrick Higley on the rubber today. The lefty from Ohio Dominican outside of Columbus. Having a good start against the Scouts. That one misses high as well. 2-2 evened up. Miles Wright batting the last spot of the order, number 9. In his usual spot, we saw him batting in the 2-hole yesterday. 2-2 count. Here comes the throw to Miles. That one misses outside, and Miles has worked all the way back to a full count.
Yeah, Miles does a good job of staying patient at the plate, even when he falls behind 0-2. Not quite the plate presence of Christian Binger, but he's right up there on the team.
This will be the third full count we've seen, in the first 2 both resulted in walks. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swung on, pitch towards center field. Gide getting towards it and will put it away. Elias covered a lot of ground, ranging to his left to put away the speedster Miles Wright.
Your shortstop, number 3, Lee Solomon.
Out to the bullpen, join Tony Campbell. So I don't know if that means that they pitcher on the top of the 6th, but there seems to be more and more of a possibility as they know Campbell and Wanning out there getting loose.
Tony Campbell, Thomas Wanning, Joe Chasen, normal relievers for the Xenia Scouts team. As Joey Levitt is still rehabbing that, not rehabbing, I should say, still dealing with that sore rotator cuff. As the bunt attempt from Lee Solomon bounces foul, 0-1 with 1 out. Scouts down 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Makes it very difficult when you have such a thin bullpen. You have to use them nearly every game. We did see Thomas last time. He struggled against the Copperheads. 0-1 pitch to Lee is well on the turf to even up at 1 apiece.
You have to imagine if the Scouts do go to the bullpen, Tony Campbell would be the first guy called upon, as he wasn't a pitcher last night.
1 out here. No one on for the Scouts. 1-1 pitch. That one's going to be chopped over towards Edwards at short. Throws to McDonald in plenty of time to the big first baseman. And now Lee Solomon's 0 for 3 today after going 0 for 5 yesterday in a bit of a
number 4,
slump.
Christian Binger.
They had an RBI single near the end of the game against the Steam and had a home run in game 1. So just 2 hits over the weekend. So a little bit of a mini slump for Lee Solomon.
And Patrick Higley still on the mound for Lorain County Iron. No action in their bullpen. Christian Binger at the dish. First pitch to Binger, in there for a strike. Christian was down 0-2 in his last about, then took 4 straight balls for a walk. His 26th of the year, 0-1. That one curve just misses his shoulder again, 1-1.
We're getting one hit right now.
Binger the lefty. Only left-hander in this lineup right now. That one's going to be flew towards left field for a single. Christian Binger, who's been very hot as of late, continues
At third base,
that
number
trend and
16,
is now standing
Kyle
on first
Carnahan.
base. So there, Kyle Carnahan. He was walked last time as well. That was the 4 straight pitches. Binger stands on first. 2 outs for the Scouts. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, trailing 2-0. First pitch to Carnahan. That's going to be driven, but foul. Carnahan's been hitting so well recently. Hit that one on an absolute rope, but was unable to find that white line. After that hit, Binger is now hitting 9 straight games. Scouts down 2-0. 0-1 count with 2 outs to Kyle Carnahan. That one's in the turf. Bounces away from Tyler Byers, and the pass ball will put Binger in scoring position. The Scouts with 2 outs trying to rally here in the bottom of the 5th inning, down 2-0. Kyle Carnahan facing a 1-1 count back at the dish. Binger gone with a 2-out single. Scouts haven't had a runner in scoring position since Binger back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here comes the 1-1. That one is well inside and away. 2-1 now to Carnahan. Christian was advanced to second last time after Carnahan was walked. First base open now to the hot-hitting Carnahan, now with 6 homers on the year. Tied for second in the league. As David Gaunt has 7, and he is tied for first. Binger takes his lead at second base. Higley throws towards the dish. That one just misses Carnahan. It's going to be another pass ball. And just missed, hitting the stomach of Kyle Carnahan, and bounces off of the glove of Tyler Byers. And 2 pass balls have put Christian Binger on third base, and with a 3-1 count to Kyle Carnahan. Kyle Carnahan, the third baseman, in his 33rd straight start at the hot corner tonight. The only player on the team to play every single game. Binger gets a big lead at third as that pitch goes across the zone for a strike to make it a full count. Pivotal moment of the game here in the balance. Payoff pitch incoming from Higley to Carnahan. Swung and fouled backwards. We'll do it again with a full count. That's trying to end the Ironman momentum down 2-0. Still only have 2 hits on this contest. One of them from Christian Binger, who stands at third, takes a huge lead. And now he'll step backwards. Higley licks him over. Cody Calloway not holding him on. It's not creeping in either. And here comes the payoff pitch, and that's going to be a walk to Carnahan. The 2nd straight walk.
The designated
To the
hitter,
player
number
nicknamed
17,
Thor.
David Gaunt.
And although Higley's done a good job limiting the Scouts in the hit column, that'll be his 6th walk of the game.
So runners on the corners for the Scouts with 2 outs. They've been in this position before, back in the bottom of the 2nd inning when Cale Giddings was on third and Lincoln Reeves stood tall at first base, and Jonathan Bravo lined out to short to end the inning. Scouts down 2-0. David Gaunt at the dish, the team leader in home runs and RBIs. First pitch to David. That one misses inside for a ball.
Gaunt leading the team in RBI with 29. He's near the tops in the entire league and also has 7 home runs.
He's walked and flew out to center the last time he was up to Agide. Here comes the 1-0, and that one's low. 2-0 to David. Giddings is on deck, and Giddings has had an official at bat today. He was walked his first 2 times. After that walk to Carnahan, that's 6 full walks on the day for Patrick Higley. As we mentioned, no familiar to the base on balls as he has 22 on the season coming into today's contest.
So legalistic.
28
Oh,
on the
I
year.
said I'm so legally sick.
All right. I spend ample time with God and the Word and prayer, and like Satan right now, it's just
2-0 to David. Got 2 outs.
Enough. You haven't done enough. You need to do this. You need to do that. Like I'm just like, gosh almighty.
Here comes that 2-0 pitch. That one's way up top. 3-0 to David Gaunt. Coming into this contest, Patrick Higley tied for the league lead in walks of 22 with Dylan Donnelly of the Xenia Scouts. 6 on the day. Higley with the league lead. 3-0 pitch. Gaunt is taking. He's watching that one go low for the 7th walk of the day for the left-hander, Patrick Higley. And the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And Cale Giddings.
You have to think they have walked 2 straight batters at the line there to down with a single, but looks like they're going to just let him face Giddings here. With the bases loaded and 2 down.
Binger on third, Carnahan on second, Gaunt on first, pitch to Giddings, and that one misses outside for a ball. 1-0 to the big man. Love to get his 3rd walk of the day. An RBI on a bases loaded walk. 2 outs, 1-0 pitch. That one misses inside. 2-0 to Giddings. There's been a plethora of balls off the left hand on Patrick Higley, a Panther from Ohio Dominican. Scouts have the bases loaded. 2-0 count. Trying to get back. Down 2-0. So Lorain, County Ironmen. Here comes that 2-0 pitch. That one comes across for a strike. Giddings was taking all the way there. Just wanted to see something cross the zone. Levi Gilcrease stands on deck. Finger fakes going home. 2-1 pitch. Swung on. That one's ripped towards left field. And a diving grab by Zach Zybert. And an unfortunate turn of events for the Xenia Scouts. A beautifully hit ball from Cale Giddings. Looks like it could have been a 2 RBI single, but a nice grab by Zybert on the dive. Keeps this game in the balance at 2-0 with the Ironmen leading as we go to the top of the 6th. And the Scouts ran 3. Number 4, new pitcher coming into the game for the Xenia Scouts. That's 5 innings are going to do it for John Crawford. His least amount of innings pitched in the game this season. And Tony Campbell
I'm gonna go with this one.
will come to replace him. Lash predicted will be the first reliever we'd see.
Yeah, you had to think with the
We didn't
Scouts.
have one. We never
Limited
saw one.
arms, they have to go to the guy with the least wear and tear on their arm, especially
This
after
is like the most ugly sight
Scouts
you
used the
have
food
right
pair
now.
out of the pen last night.
Listen to
So
the-
I had
listen
to
to the
think
words.
Tony
I
Campbell
need to get a drink
as the
of
first
something.
reliever as they did on
Thank you.
Saturday against the Steam. So let's see what Tony Campbell can do. John Crawford didn't have himself a bad day, but just wasn't quite what we used to seeing from him. I have to think that there was a little bit of rust involved as well. Hadn't pitched in more than a week. Still see Thomas running out there getting loose in the bullpen. So we've seen Tony Campbell go a few innings, so don't know if that means wanting to come in right away, especially after struggling last night. But gonna have to at least get an inning or 2 of Tony Campbell to save these Scouts bullpen arms.
Tony Campbell came in relief for that game against the Cincinnati Steam on Saturday for Q McGrath, who mightily struggled. He gave up 6 earned runs, something we've never seen on the year from Q. And Tony Campbell came in and was dominant early, pitching an absolute gem in relief, and then struggled a little bit later in the contest. Eventually gave up 4 earned runs on 5 hits, and a couple of
Leading off the
strikeouts.
top half of the 6th for the
10.2
Ironmen,
far ERA coming to
the
today's
designated
game.
hitter number
9
37,
2/3 innings
Nick
pitched.
Barone.
A late addition to the team from Nyack College, the same college as Scotch GM Taylor Hargrove, who is the reason why Campbell came. First pitch to Nick Barone, and that one is blown out towards
By
center field. And Levi Gilchrist will easily put away 1 pitch, 1 out to the new pitcher, Tony Campbell.
Next up to the plate is the right fielder, number 16, Cole
start as we
Nito.
had in the 5th inning. It was a fly out to a different part of the field, but still a fly out on the first pitch of the inning, just like in the 5th.
We're here on the top of the 6th inning, folks, at Grady's Field with the sun shining, especially heavily in right field. Scouts are down 2-0, 1 out here in the top of the 1st inning. That pitch from Tony Campbell, who's on the mound, misses outside to Cole Nito, who's at the plate, the right fielder for the Ironmen, who's 1 for 2 today. 1-0 pitch. That one's going to be fouled towards Ironman dugout as Zach Zyber has to jump out of the way on the on-deck circle.
I called her on the phone because I was in California.
1-1 to Nito with 1 out. Scouts down 2-0. Here comes a sidearm pitch, and that one misses a bit high. Tony Campbell can throw from a variety of arm angles. Nice to mix it up. Here comes the 2-1 again from the side. That one's hit to deep left field. Jonathan Bravo was able to get under it though and put it away. So that one's going further than it really went. And got a little too far under it. Did Nito hung up high in the sky. Clouds left, but if there is, it might have kissed one of them. And it fell hopelessly into the gloves of Jonathan Bravo. So 2 up, 2 down to start the top of the 6th.
That looks like a lot of the swings we saw from Kyle Carnahan earlier on in the season. Just got a little too far into that one. Looked very good off the bat, but died out towards left field, and Bravo was able to get under it. Round number 2.
Zach Zybert, first pitch to him, just misses on the outside corner. 1-0 to the left fielder. He had a sac fly RBI back in the 4th inning. It's 0 for 1 today. 1-0 pitch. That one right down the center for a strike. Teams up at 1 apiece. On the right-hander, Tony Campbell from Katie Taylor High School. Same high school as Miles Wright, who's sitting in right field right now. Teammates on that Mustang team. That one's going to curve off. And there's no way that Zyber could have got his wood on that one. Just beautiful movement from Campbell. Campbell does have 5 strikeouts on the season. 1-2 count now. Here comes the throw from the side. That one is going to be fouled. As we do see some activity now in the Ironman bullpen. And of course, our view here at Grady's Field, as always, obstructed of the visitors' bullpen. See action going on. We can tell it's a righty. And that's about it.
Every kid on our team is with best cries. It's Lord Savior but
1-2 count to Zach Zybert as he takes time at the dish. Scouts trailing 2-0 here in the top of the 6th inning. And here comes a 1-2 from Campbell. That one's going to be popped high, high, high. Cale Giddings trying to get under that one in foul territory, and he'll be able to. So Tony Campbell comes in the game and goes 1, 2, 3. And we're heading to the bottom of 6, folks. Scouts still trail the Lorain County Ironmen by a score of 2-0.
Great job from Tony Campbell. You got Lorain, Nito, and Zybert all to fly out, each of them to different parts of the field. Lorain got out to Levi. On center field, Nito flew out to Bravo with one that looked very good off the bat, but just died as it reached towards the outfield wall. And then Zach Zybert flew out to Cale Giddings. And got to thank the friendly confines of Grady Field for that one, because in a lot of ballparks, not as much foul territory space as there is here at Grady. So a little bit of lady luck for the Scouts on that one, but nonetheless, Ironman go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 6th.
I see you're rolling your R's over there, man. I'm feeling it.
I'm working on it.
I got you. As Patrick Higley comes out for his 6th inning of action. We did just mention that Iron do have activity in their bullpen. Didn't know if Coach Joe Charbonneau was going to go to that bullpen, but it will be Higley on the mound. He got himself in a little bit danger last time. Gave up a single to Christian Binger and watched Kyle Carnahan and David Gaunt give up a line drive to Cale Giddings before a beautiful catch in left field on the dive from Zach Zybert. Ended the inning.
6, Levi Gilchrist.
We're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Scouts down 2-0. Lance, who's coming up on the side for the Scouts.
For the Scouts, it'll start off the center fielder Levi Gilchrist. He's 0 for 2 on the day. After Levi, it'll be Lincoln Reed, the catcher from Taylor University. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Had a hit back in the second inning. Jonathan Bravo from Texas Wesleyan. He's 0 for 2 on today's game.
First pitch to Gilchrist. He's swinging, chops it towards the pitcher's mound and easily put away by Patrick Higley. So another first pitch swing from Levi Gilchrist, his second of the day. Now 1-3 in the bottom of the sixth.
We've seen a lot more first pitch outs today than we typically do. Usually we see probably 2 a game.
Yep.
We've seen at least 4.
You're right. Maybe a little less patient at the plate today for the Xenia Scouts. That first pitch to Lincoln Reed, in there for a strike. Yeah, I've also seen a plethora of walks on the day for the Scouts. 0-1. That one misses way outside. As Higley airmails that one to even count up at 1-1. There's been 7 walks on the day for Higley. 1-1 pitch. This is a low one inside. 2-1 to Lincoln. Like Lance mentioned, 1 for 2 today.
We should feed it to Mosby.
He would eat it though, you know.
He's one of 6 runners who have been left on by the Scouts today. That one well inside. Lincoln had to turn away from that one. Now 3-1
He licks you a lot.
to the big catcher, Lincoln Reed.
And if you're Lincoln, you're very well aware that Higley has struggled with his location. 7 walks so far.
Here comes 3-1 with 1 out. He chops that one back into the plate, and it's going to be 3-2. Another full count for the Scouts. First one of the day for Lincoln Reed. It'll be the 4th of the day for Patrick Higley. Or will be the 5th. No, it'll be the 5th of the day. 3 of those 4 have resulted in walks. Here comes the payoff pitch. That one's going to be hit high towards third base in foul territory. Cody Calloway puts it away easily, so 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th for the Scouts. They're still trailing 2-0.
Johnny Bravo.
I think Lincoln was a little eager on that one. It looks like that one was a little high there, up in the zone, and found what he liked and tried to put a good swing on that, but just wasn't able to get that one into play and he could get out for the second out of the inning.
And Jonathan Bravo, the left fielder from Texas Wesleyan University. Today swings and misses at that low one. On golfing for that, he couldn't pitch it out of the sand trap, and it's 0-1 to Bravo now. 2 outs. Here comes the 0-1. Now this is up top. Bravo wisely not going after that one. 1-1. And here comes the 1-1 pitch with 2 outs. Swung on and missed. Bravo now down 1-2. Scouts down to the last right here in the bottom of the 6th inning, down 2-0 to the Lorain County Ironmen. Patrick Higley still on the mound, standing tall at 6'4", 2-2. That one doesn't get close on the curve. Evened up at 2-2 with 2 outs and a 2-0 score. Scouts only with 2 hits in the ballgame.
Actually, she made a massive pancake that one time.
I feel like steps back in. Here comes the delivery from Higley. That one's going to tip backwards.
Daddy ate the whole thing.
Now it's back into the net. And we'll do it again at 2-2 as Dylan Donnelly runs out to grab it at the backstop. And Higley will reset his left foot on the rubber. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be shot foul. We'll do it again at 2-2 after 2 straight foul balls on a 2-2 count. Jonathan Bravo doing a good job of staying alive here at Grady's Field. Scouts down 2-0. Winds and delivers. That one's going to be shot towards third base, and Cody Calloway picks it up on the hop, throws to McDonald, and was unable to apply the tag. Jonathan Bravo is safe on the infield single.
You just feel like.
Or should we roll in the air? Or should we roll a throw in the air on Cody Calloway? I'm probably might have to do that right now, but we're trying to put him off the bag, and not going to say it was close to that. Still only 2 hits on the day for the Scouts, but Jonathan Bravo will be there on the error from Cody Calloway.
Not worth it. Promise you.
That's going to bring Miles Wright, who's over 2, flat out to the outfield last 2 times. First pitch to him inside for a ball. Miles had a full count before he flew up to center.
That's such a big.
Elias Aguirre last time. Speedster Bravo stands on first. 1-0 pitch, and that one misses high. 2-0.
13 months ago.
Seems like the Scouts have done most of their damage the last few innings with 2 outs. After Bravo's put on with an error. Miles right at the plate. 2 outs back in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Scouts were able to load the bases before Cale Giddings was put away to end the inning. 2-0 pitch. That one's low in the turf. 3-0 to Miles Wright. You have to think he's going to be taking here as Patrick Hickley's trying to avoid his 8th walk of the contest.
Yeah, Hickley just finds a way to struggle once there's 2 outs on the board. He seems to do a very good job of getting the first 2 batters to go down, but it seems like there's just something different once there's 2 outs on the board.
And here comes the 3-0, and that one's well inside. No one's hit. Miles is going to be the same result as he strolls to first base with a walk, the 8th of the day for Higley, who now has 30 on the season to lead the league. After Jonathan Bravo got put on with an error from Cody Calloway, where Chris McDonald was just unable to apply the tag before Bravo was able to hustle his way to first, and then 4 straight balls to Miles Wright puts Lee Solomon at the dish with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Lee today is 0 for 3, grounded out to short last time. First pitch to Solomon is high for a ball. Count is now 1-0 from Patrick Higley. It's already been met at the mound once today. 1-0 pitch, and that one's up top again. 2-0. As Tyler Byers is going to go out to the mound to meet with his pitcher. Try to slow him down a little bit, of course. Get the arms ready in the Ironmen bullpen a little more.
I didn't give it up a run.
Ironmen is just like the rest of the Great Lakes League, except for the Xenia Scouts, have been out of action predominantly the last few weeks due to rain cancellations. Scouts, the field turf here at Grady's Field, have been playing pretty normally. Their one Mako game was played yesterday against Southern Ohio Copperheads down in Athens, and it was the only game played on the afternoon in Great Lakes action. 2-0 to Lee Solomon. Here comes the pitch way up top, not close to the small strike zone of Lee Solomon. Bravo on second. Miles Wright on first. Scouts down 2-0, 3-0 count to Lee Solomon. Here comes the pitch, and that one is right down the center. Higley works his way back to 3-1.
And that's the best pitch we've seen this entire inning, and Lee Solomon just has to let that one roll by for the 3-0 count.
Higley will check second, and Bravo throws home, and that one's going to be chopped towards Callaway and past him. He's going to send Bravo home. Zach Zyber is throwing home, and that one is not going to be in time. Lee Solomon trying to go to second base, and he is going to be out by a mile, but not before the RBI single brings home Jonathan Bravo, and Miles Wright will be left stranded at third.
Yeah, I bet, yeah.
Lee Solomon trying to stand a single into a double when he probably shouldn't have, but still, the third hit of the contest makes this a 2-1 ball game as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Tony Campbell going back to the rubber. That run scored by Jonathan Bravo originally started when Bravo was put on an error for Cody Calloway. Miles Wright was walked by Patrick Higley, who we're not sure will come out in the bottom of the 7th inning that we're entering. We're entering the top of the 7th now. Tony Campbell on the mound. Scouts trailing 2-1 to the Lorain County Ironmen. I have to believe that will do it on the day for Higley after he's walked 8 batters. Only giving up 3 hits, though, and one unearned run due to the error.
Batting for the Ironmen, playing at third base, number 6, Cody Calloway.
That's going to bring Cody Calloway to start the top of the 7th here against Tony Campbell. Lance, who comes up after the third baseman?
After Cody Calloway, it'll be Sam Kohler, the second baseman, then we'll be back to the top with Elias Aguirre.
Calloway struck out both times. That one he misses in a big way with a big hack and a lot of nothing off of The big movement from Tony Campbell. That one right down the middle. 0-1 now to Callaway. Because
He's
0-1
good
pitch.
somewhere.
That one misses outside. 1-1 now.
Callaway might have 2 strikeouts on the day, but each of those were against Johnny Crawford. This will be his first at bat against Campbell.
1-1 from Campbell. That one misses outside. 2-1.
Yeah, they refreshed it or something. It turned up to be repeat police department.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. That one's going to be line foul. They'll make it 2-2 now for Cody Callaway.
2-2.
It was 2-2 to Cody Callaway in each of the first 2 at bats. We'll see
He's
if
not in
history
here.
can repeat itself.
Scott's trailing 2-1. No outs here in the top of the 7th. No one on. 2-2 pitch. That one curves back into the zone. It'll be grounded towards Lee Solomon. Throws the first in time to Kale Giddings. Good throw by Lee Solomon. A 1-up, 1 down, and Crawford has retired the first 4 batters he's faced in relief for coming in the top of the 6th
Number
inning.
18, Sam Kohler.
Let's bring up Sam Kohler.
No, she's at her grandparents.
Who's line out to Christian Binger, his first 2 at bat. That one misses from Campbell outside for a ball. 1-0. Campbell from the windup. He winds and delivers. That one curves into that strike zone. Campbell is really feeling it today. His movement is superb. 1-1 count. 1 out. Here comes the pitch. That one's going to be driven past Christian Binger this time. It's going to drop into right field for a single. And he'll throw it back to first base and diving back in time with Sam Kohler's Miles Wright keeps him honest over there. And we see some exchange in the outfield between Miles Wright and Levi
At
Gilcrease.
center field,
That's
number
Gilcrease's
26,
signature
Elias
move.
Aguirre.
I think they're having a chuckle at that one.
Yeah, it's definitely one of Gilcrease's moves. He likes to keep people honest on the base pass, whether they're at first, second, third, or trying to score from home. He's always looking to find a way to make it out with his incredible arm out there in center field.
So bring up Elias Aguirre, who's 1 for 3 today. First pitch to him is a little low for a ball, 1-0. Aguirre got up quickly there, maybe expecting a steal from Kohler.
Can you give him a hit?
It's talking to you. I don't think he knows how to do that.
Okay.
1-0 now, back at the plate to Elias Aguirre. And Campbell's going to step off the rubber as timeout is called.
Visitor
Sam Kohler
homeless.
gets his lead at first base. He hops off. That was going to be grounded towards Lee Solomon at short. Picks up, throws to first, but not in time. It's going to be an infield single for Elias Aguirre.
Yeah, there wasn't much Solomon could do on that one. It was a slow roller to him. It was really right in between him and Carnahan on that left side of the infield. Had to make a late charge just to stop that one himself and try to get it over to first in time for the out. There was no chance he was going to get Kohler at second. It was a little late getting over to first. So runners on first and second.
Did you do that
going down.
So Tony Campbell now in a little bit of trouble here in the top of the 7th inning. Scouts trailing 2-1. After giving up back-to-back singles
The shortstop, number 1, Jeff
to Sam
Edwards.
Kohler, stands in second, and Elias Aguirre, who's off the bag at first, and Jeff Edwards at the plate. He's 1 for 3 today, as scored 1 of the 2 runs for the Ironmen. That one's flown out to right field, but Miles Wright will not be able to get to that one. It's way out of play. 0-1 to Edwards, who has struck out today. Last time he was up was in the top of the 5th inning when he flew out Levi Gilcrease.
He hit that ball.
And here comes the pitch, and that was a bit high. 1-1
Yeah,
count
he hit
now.
that ball and then he does another ball.
So 1-1 count to Jeff Edwards. 1 out. Runner on second base, and that one's up top and misses everything. 2-1 now to the shortstop.
Wow.
Runners on first and second.
I got a towel on my face.
Campbell from the stretch delivers, and that one's a bit low. A pickoff attempt, and Giddings will fight that one as easily in time as Agide. Campbell in some serious danger here. But 3-1 count does not want to walk. Jeff Edwards put the bases loaded for Tyler Byers, the league leader in batting average. 3-1. Now an inside corner just barely grazed the zone. Puts out a full count to Jeff Edwards, a shortstop from Valparaiso. Runners on first and second. Scouts trailing 2-1 here in the top of the 7th. 1 out. That one gets him looking. Jeff Edwards can't believe it. Has some words for Clovis Lovelace after looking at 2 straight strikes. One on the inside, that one on the outside.
And I think Edwards is a little warranted on that one. It's too close of a pitch to take with a full count, so you can really see that one going both ways.
That's the thing. I do think it might have been a shade outside as well, but as you mentioned, on a full count, you can't take anything for granted. You have to assume the umpire's not going to call in your favor. First pitch to Tyler Byers has him hacking and a whole lot of wind. 0-1 to the catcher. First strikeout of the day for Tony Campbell. He now has 6 on the year here in the second inning of relief. A pickoff attempt towards second. It bounces off, I think, the foot.
Hit off something. It took a lucky bounce, though, with Christian Beer's glove.
I think that went past the glove of Lee Solomon. I'm pretty sure it hit the foot of Sam Kohler, bounced right into the glove of Christian Binger. And they could try to replicate that a million times, and they'd never be able to do that again. Scouts still down 2-1. Ironmen at the dish with runners on second and first and 2 outs. 0-1 now to Tyler Byers. That one curves and is popped high in the sky. Christian Binger getting under it. Miles Wright will call him off and put it away. So Tony Campbell gets himself into some danger. 2 on and 1 out, but then strikes out Jeff Edwards and puts Tyler Byers away to right field. And we're talking about the 2 players who lead the entire Great Lakes Summer Collegiate League in hitting this year. So quite the impressive feat from Tony Campbell, especially striking out Edwards for his 2nd time today. And that's going to give the Scouts some new life as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. And we will see a new pitcher on the mound for the Ironmen. I got you.
Tomchak.
And we're trying to see who this new pitcher is, and it will be Chris Tomchak.
Chris Tomchak, number 19.
On the mound for the Ironmen, number 19, Chris Tomchak.
Tomchak is a righty from Lake Erie College.
Good.
Same school as Cale Giddings.
There you go.
The Storm of Lake Erie in Painesville, Ohio, east of Cleveland. Originally from Avon Lake, Ohio, which is just west of Cleveland. After 6 innings of pitching.
The lefty was last inning.
And Patrick Higley, Scouts will see the
Starter
first
won a full
righty of the
6.
day, and Chris Tomchak.
This guy first inning right here.
Chris Tomchak closed out against the Scouts in the game. The Scouts lost 12-3. Just went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, but did strike everyone else out he faced. He struck out Gaunt, Gilchrist, and Lincoln Reed in the 9th inning. That was back on June 16th, almost a full month ago.
Patrick Higley goes 6 innings,
Batting for your
no
Scouts, playing at
strikeouts,
second base.
8
Report,
walks,
Christian Binger.
3 hits, 1 run, but it wasn't earned due to the error on Cody Callaway. So all in all, pretty solid day for Patrick Higley as he was in complete damage control with those 8 walks. He now leads the league in base on balls. So he came away only giving up 1 run unearned as Christian Binger steps up to the dish.
Your mom's better. Mexican.
First pitch from Tomchak. That was swung and fouled backwards. Binger now goes down 0-1.
Your dad just likes to get servant, doesn't he?
He likes to do his own thing.
Binger today is 1 for 2 with a walk. Nice afternoon is now
I don't know.
Singles in 9 straight days, and here comes 0-1. That one outside corner for a strike to Binger. Now trailing in the count 0-2 from Tomchat. Scouts trailing in the game 2-1. And we're here at the bottom of the 7th inning. Tomchat on the 0-2 pitch throws, and that one's well in the turf. 1-2 on the slow delivery from Chris Tomchat.
You know, I'm gonna go.
Binger
My mom's gonna try.
scored the run in the 14th inning to beat these Ironmen back here at Grady's Field around a month ago. That one is going to be driven into left field for another single. Christian Binger going to stay at second after Zyber fiddled around with it, couldn't maintain it in his glove at
Third
first,
base,
but
we're
Binger
16.
steps back to the first base bag.
I think that's the first time we've seen Christian not hit to the right side of the field. Like this entire season.
love it, didn't you?
Complete opposite direction for Christian Binger, the left-hander. And that's going to start off the inning in a big way for the Scouts. Fourth hit of the ball game as Kyle Carnahan comes up to the
Yeah, if
plate.
it comes tomorrow night, me and him are gonna be all like dressed up and
Binger on first. First pitch from Tomchak to Carnahan. Inside corner for a strike. Beautiful pitch from Tomchak.
All my chest hair shaved into your number.
Scouts down 2-1. No outs here in bottom of the 7th. Christian Binger on first base. Kyle Carnahan at the plate. Chris Tomchak, the new pitcher in the game. That one curves into the zone for a strike. Beautiful delivery from the right-hander from Lake Erie College. Chris Tomchak.
I call her Mama.
Kyle Carnahan steps back in. He has 6 homers on the year. Had another one yesterday. Tyler Byer at his knees at the plate, standing up. And you expect this pitch to go a little high. That one is going to be fouled just to the left side of the third base foul line. It was up, but Carnahan still got a piece of it anyway. Binger was on the move from first to second. Christian with 6 steals in the year and hasn't been caught yet.
They did your making case though.
We'll do it again at 0-2 to the Ichabod from Washburn, Kyle Carnahan.
Oh, that place is legit. I ate there.
Scouts down 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. No outs, 1 on.
Yeah.
0-2 count to Kyle Carnahan
I'm so good.
from Chris
There was
Tomchak.
no one in there either. I was like, you guys
Tomchak
are missing.
and his methodical
You won't,
delivery.
though. You won't order it.
Here comes that 0-2. Now it's going to be chopped
You're
over
up
to
top.
Jeff Edwards at short. Gets it to Kohler at second. And
No.
in time to first to Chris McDonald for the 6-4-3 double play.
Your designated
And again,
hitter,
it's a
number
double
17,
play.
David
Really
Vaughn.
derails the momentum for the Scouts.
All right.
So unfortunate there for Carnahan. It's George McDonald gets short, and he was able to get over the second for one, and then he get it back over for some time for the double play. That's definitely a little bit of a momentum killer.
No, look at that.
So David Gaunt steps back into the dish. Last time he was up, he walked. 0-for-1 today with 2 walks. First pitch from Tomchak. Alan misses inside, maybe a bit low. 1-0. Now the designated hitter from Topeka, Kansas, David Gaunt, second member of the Ichabod duo from Washburn. Tied for the league lead in home runs and second in the league lead with RBIs with 29. Here comes the 1-0. That one misses outside. So going inside then outside and missing both times is Chris Tomchak. Give me 2-0 to David Gaunt.
Get a bomb, David. Come on, kid.
2 outs for the Scouts.
Just like my girl.
Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-0 pitch. Here it comes. That one misses a bit high. 3-0 to David. And just like Patrick Higley, it seems like Ironmen have struggled when they've gotten 2 outs on the Scouts. The Scouts scored their only run with 2 outs.
Oh, I doubt in her health condition.
Here comes the 3. I have to mention Gaunt is taking that one. Not only is he taking, he's watching it bounce away from him. And we get near Tyler Byer, so the first walk of the day for
At
Chris
the first
Tomchak.
base, number 10, Kale Giddings.
The 9th walk total from the Ironman. And 3rd walk of the day for David Gaunt. So we have Cale Giddings, who's 0-for-1 today. He has 2 walks himself. Last time he was up with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 5th inning. He hit a liner to left field on a beautiful dive and grab by Zach Zybers. Gaunt's back on the pickoff attempt from Tomchak.
And Tomchak, of course, from Lake Erie, as is Cale Giddings, so has to know Tomchak fairly well.
All right, these two players, teammates of the Storm of Lake Erie College, so they're very familiar with each other. 2 outs. Here's the first pitch towards Giddings, and that one's low for a ball. 5 straight balls off with the right arm of Chris Tomchak.
And these two actually did face off in that game up at Lorain County. Cale actually pinch hit for Gaunt in that game, so struck Cale out last time he faced him.
1-0 from Tomchak. Gaunt gets his leads the pitch, and that one's low. Bounce into the mitt of Tyler Byer. So 6 straight balls for Chris Tomchak now.
Kind of looks like Tomchak's trying to aim it. Looked like he was really trying to hit a spot down low, and that one bounced right around the plate. So looks like Tomchak's missing his spots right now with 6 straight balls.
Giddings has already walked twice today, so you know he'll be patient at the plate. 2-0. That one's going to be hit towards center field. Agita getting back toward, and he puts it away. So another well-hit ball from Cale Giddings is going to go into the glove of an outfielder of the Lorain County Ironmen. This time, Elias Agite was running backwards, so they'll put that ball away. And another runner left stranded for the Scouts as we're heading to the top of the 8th inning, folks. The Xenia Scouts are trailing 2-1, and Q McGrath is coming on the mound in relief.
This is something new.
Clint McGrath. Technically, this is the second relief effort for Clint McGrath in the season. He came in the 2nd inning against the Cincinnati Steam over a month ago on a Sunday before he pitched 7 2/3 of hitless ball, which is pretty much the start where he got the victory for. But we've never seen Quentin in this role before.
Yeah, this is definitely a shock to us here, up here in the press box. Like you said, we technically saw Q in a relief appearance against the Cincinnati Steam earlier on in the season, but really it was a start for him as they just knew Ronnie was going to go 1 inning, so Q treated that exactly as if it was a start. So don't know how often he's used in a bullpen role, but this is definitely the first time we've seen him in a true bullpen role today, and we know that the Scouts are a little low on arms. We don't know exactly when Q is slated to pitch next. We imagine he would start not tomorrow, but next day, on Thursday, against the Grand Lake Mariners. So let's see what we can get from Q. And the last 2 times we've seen him in a starting role, he hasn't done quite as well as we're used to seeing him all season. So maybe this will jumpstart him going forward for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Q's had no decisions in his last 2 starts at the Lima Locos. He gave up 4 earned runs after going through 5 innings of work, and then his worst start of the year was on Saturday against the Cincinnati Steam, where he only went 3 2/3 of pitching. Maybe that's why we're seeing him today. Didn't pitch very much down at Max McLeary Field. You got 6 earned runs then. So Q, the league leader in wins, a 5-0 record, will step on the rubber for the Baby Blues of the Xenia Scouts. And Lanes, who's coming up to oppose Q from the Ironmen?
Lorain, the designated hitter, and Cole Nito, the right fielder.
Q McGrath, the lefty on the mound. Here's the one, and that was to be driven towards left center field, and that was going to go back towards that left center field wall. McDonald on his horse, and let's see if he's going to end there at second. He will. He's going to stop after the stand-up double to start the top of the 8th inning. An inauspicious start for Q McGrath.
The designated hitter, number 37, Nick Barron.
The man, Nick Baron, he is 0 for 1 today. The sac fly at RBI and was hit by a pitch back in the 4th inning, and then flew out to Levi Gilcrease in center field back in the 6th. Chris McDonald was on 2 for 3 today. He's off the bag at second. Hugh McGrath on the mound here in relief in the top of the 8th inning. That one's to be dribbled towards Kyle Carnahan. Picks up at third, throws to first in time. Beautiful play by Carnahan. Was able to look up Chris McDonald before he made that throw.
Yeah, fantastic play by Carnahan down at third, controlling the hot corner well. As per usual,
Playing at right
stretches
field,
out to
number
get in front of
16,
Lee potentially could have fielded that ball as well. And Kyle gets in front of it, hits it over to Kale at first in time. Round number 1, and also look back McDonald in the process. So could have been trying to get to third.
That's number Cole Nito, who's 1 for 3 today. Got hit back in the 4th inning. That was a single. Up to today started John Crawford, who went 5 innings. Here's the throw from Q. That one gets the outside corner for a strike.
They played like 3 times in one game. Were you here with that?
At least I've been talking about what the scouts are going to do in their bullpen this week with so many games, 6 in 5 days. Here's the 0-1, and that one misses low, 1-1. Talk about the possibility of Lincoln Reed getting some innings this week. He's behind the plate today, so of course not today. And the curveball from left field comes from the left-hander, Q McGrath, who we certainly did not expect to see coming here in the 8th inning. Coach Bo Case with a few cards up his sleeve. Chris McDonald standing on second base after the first extra base hit of the day. That was going to be swung on and missed from Cognito. That one sunk all the way towards the turf. 1-2 now to the right fielder with 1 out and 1 on in scoring position of Chris McDonald on second. Scouts trail the Lorain County Ironmen here in the top of the 8th inning 2-1. McGrath gets his pitch, throws, and that one's going to be foul out of play to the right side. Q sporting his signature pink glove for his mother, a breast cancer survivor. I'm pretty sure is still in attendance. I talked to Q after she made the trip down to see his last start in Cincinnati. He said she'd be with both Q's mom and dad will be here for about 10 days. And here comes the 1-2 that is swung on and missed. And it's going to be dropped by Reed. And that's going to send McDonald to third. Heads up base running from Chris McDonald on the drop third strike. We strike out for Q, but that does advance McDonald.
Yeah, there wasn't much that Lincoln could do on that one. It was a pitch in the dirt that Nito swung at, and it was either trying to get a lead runner out in McDonald, who you'd have to buy the tag, and it'd have to be a perfect throw, or you can just go to first and make sure you get the out. So, seeing as that makes it the second out, now you get to just worry about Zybert at the plate.
And here comes the lefty Zybert. First pitch to him is a little low for a ball. In today's contest, Zybert is 0 for 2. Does have a sac fly RBI. I was back in the 4th. Not be able to do so here with 2 outs. Q McGrath on the mound from East Central University. That one curves and misses the zone. 2-0 now to Zybert.
Scoring update: the Cincinnati Steam lead. Lincoln County Settlers in the bottom of the 3rd, and the Monarchs are on top of the Mariners 4-1 up in Flat Rock, Michigan.
That's good news for both these two teams here at Grady's Field. To a pitch from Q. Now once we swung and missed from Zybert. 2-1 now to the left fielder.
I've been dating my girlfriend for 1.5 years.
Scouts down 2-1. We're here in the top of the 8th inning. Trying to retain that deficit, not give up any more runs. 2-1 from McGrath. Misses high. 3-1 now. To the 7-hitter, Zach Zybert.
I'll have to get his
Cody Callaway on deck, who's over 3 today. First base is open. 2 walks on the day from the Scouts. All those back in the first inning. 3-1. That's we ground towards getting at first. Picks it up on the 2-hop and puts it away. And McDonald will be stranded on the island at third. And Q McGrath in his first inning of relief gives up 1 hit, but no earned runs. And the Scouts still trail going to the bottom of the 8th inning by a score of 2-1.
I always call him Mr. Jude, like, who's Mr. Jude? You know?
We're going to see Chris Tomczak again. We saw him start the bottom of the 7th inning. Got himself into some danger after Christian Binger single to start the inning, but then a 6-4-3 double play put down Binger and Carnahan. Walked David Gonson, got getting the fly out to center.
He made me call him Mr. Jude.
Scouts still trailing
like, I can't do that. Sure.
this contest 2-1.
Scouts have to get something moving quickly here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And they look to put some more runs up on the
Just
board
a lot more
against the
respect,
Ironmen. They trail 2-1, except for the bottom of the 8th.
You know?
Scouts have done a good job getting people on base, but haven't done a great job bringing them around. They've got quite a large number of guys on the base pass today. 10 so far left on the base pass, with only 4 hits on the scoreboard, a lot of walks coming from the Ironmen. The Scouts just haven't been able to take advantage of that here today.
We've seen 2 Ironman pitchers on the rubber today. First one was Patrick Higley, who went 6 innings, had 8 walks, only gave us 3 hits and 1 run that wasn't earned. Jonathan Bravo, the lone run today for the Xenia Scouts. He's in the hole right now, but that's just the rest of the side for the Scouts here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Coming up for the Scouts here in the bottom of the 8th, that will be led off by Levi Gilcrease. It'll be Lincoln Reed and Jonathan Bravo.
First pitch to the center fielder is going to be taken for a strike.
That's something Coach Cates actually talked about earlier on in the day. He talked about you don't have to be patient up there. If you see the pitches you want, you got to be confident enough to go out and get them.
Gilcrease has been confident today, swinging on first pitch twice on the afternoon. Second one curves in for a strike. 0-2 now to Gilcrease. First time Gilcrease has taken 2 pitches before putting it into the field of play on the afternoon. 0-for-3 in the contest. 0-2 from Tomczak. That one misses high. Good job by Gilcrease to hold off of it. And avoid the strikeout.
It's like goofy.
I named my beard Jeffrey.
1-2 count. No outs, no one on. Here in the bottom 8th inning, Scouts trailing 2-1. That one's going to hit Gilcrease. And it's going to put the tying run on first as a hit right in the middle of that number 6 on the back of the baby blue jersey of Levi Gilcrease.
And that could be exactly what the Scouts need. They have been finding ways to get on base in non-conventional ways, so why not have Levi get on with the hit by pitch to start off the bottom of the 8th?
We bring up Lincoln Reed, the seasoned veteran. On Saturday, he hit the go-ahead RBI single that sent home Kyle Carnahan, and the Scouts' thrilling 11-10 victory over the Cincinnati Steam. Now batting lefty against the righty, Chris Tomczak. First lefty at bat of the afternoon. First pitch, he shows bunt.
When we
Pulls back now, it's outside. Count is now 1-0.
It's like, I don't want to feel that.
As you can see, Austin Orr now on deck. It's going to be placing Jonathan Bravo. So have to see
I mean, like, maybe you could trim it.
how the Scouts nail that in the outfield.
Shave again.
Going to top of the 9th inning. You have to imagine why Hogan will be coming into the game. As the ball's going to get away on the pickoff attempt. Levi Gilcrease going to second. Coach Case is waving around the third. Here comes the throw from McDonald. Slide in time. Levi Gilcrease goes from first to third on the error from Chris Tomczak.
That's exactly what the Scouts needed. Levi gets on an unconventional way. They try to pick him off over first when he didn't really have too much of a lead over at first. And the ball gets away from Chris McDonald. And with the big fielding territory and here in Grady's field, big foul territory, Gilcrease was able to not just round second, but rounded second, headed for third.
1-0 to Lincoln Reed. He pops that one high up towards left field foul territory. Gilcrease will tag up, and it will bounce in the foul territory as Cody Calloway couldn't find that one. Scouts catch a huge break. Lincoln Reed with a revived life at the plate. 1-1 to the switch hitter now after that one should have been caught in foul territory. It's not an error on Callaway, but it practically is the same type of deal after he misplays that one.
Yeah, it was right in that awkward area out there in left field between him and Zybert. Neither one of them caught each other off, and it just fell foul in foul territory. Luckily for them, it did land in fair territory, which would have scored Levi fairly easy.
Reed steps back in with a 1-1 count now. Gilcrease steps off the third base back. Here's that pitch. That one's been swung and missed from Reed. Now down 1-2. Strikeouts about the worst thing you could possibly do with a guy on third and no outs here. We do see some activity in the bullpen for the Ironmen. There's a lefty. That's all we can tell you right now. Lincoln Reed at the dish. 1-2 count against him. Here comes the throw from Tomczak. That's going to be swung and missed. Or is it tipped? I'm wrong. It's going to be foul tipped. Lincoln Reed stays alive.
Lincoln showing his veteran presence up there because you don't have to get all of everything. You just have to find ways to stay alive up there and see if you can put the ball into play and make something happen.
Scouts down 2-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning with no outs and Levi Gilcrease on third. 1-2 pitch to Lincoln Reed. That one curves in the outside corner for a strike. A beautiful throw from Chris Tomczak for his first strikeout of the day.
And that was just a beautiful
Number
pitch. There's
9,
no other way you can
Austin
say that.
Orr.
And that's just what happens sometimes is pitchers make great pitches, and Tomchak was able to get that one past Nick Reed, and Austin Orr will officially come in as a pinch hitter for Jonathan Bravo.
So David Gahn is a designated hitter today, which I imagine is going to move Austin Orr to that role because he can't play in the field. Where does that put everyone else? Does that put David Gahn in the left field and Lincoln Reed and catcher? And
Maybe they move. Yeah, maybe they want to play David in the outfield.
that's the only thing I can possibly imagine.
Unless they move around Lincoln to first and replace Kale as well. So we'll have to see what they do. We'll have to just wait for the defense to come back out there, or if the inning keeps going, to see what happens in the rest of the lineup. We're still a long ways away from that. There's one down here at the bottom of the 8th.
And it's going to be very interesting to see what Coach K sends out as his defensive lineman in the top of the 9th inning. But back here in the bottom of the 8th and present time, Scouts still trailing 2-1 against the Lorain County Ironmen. It's 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th, and Levi Gilcrease getting his lead at third right now. Austin Orr pinch hitting at the dish. Here comes a delivery from Chris Tomchak. First pitch checked, but in there anyway for a strike. Tomchak definitely in his rhythm right now, standing on the left side of that rubber, facing home. He has a long, methodical delivery. Looks at home, winds and fires. And that one's going to be chopped over towards first. And foul play, and that's going to be catching Levi Gilcrease in a rundown. He's going to be tagged out, and that's going to be – I thought McDonald stepped on the first base's bag. I thought it was a double play, but I guess he did not. He just went straight home to get out Gilcrease.
I don't think he ever stepped on first.
I guess I just kind of assumed he did. Now they're going to say it was a double play. Now Coach Cates has some talking to.
There's no way.
Austin
He
Orr.
thought about it and then threw it home. There's no way he stepped on first. There's no way.
So they're going to try to figure this one out.
There's no way.
Scouts and the Ironmen are no strangers to drama between
There's no way he
umpires
stepped on first. There's no
in these two
chance.
teams. And it looks like that's going to do it. So it will be a 3-2-5
no
double
way.
play.
That's terrible. That's laughable how bad that is.
So let's try to recap what happened there. Austin Orr hit a slow grounder towards first base. Chris McDonald picked it up. Is said to have touched the first base bag. Threw home to Tyler Byers, who threw Dakota Calloway at third to tag out Levi Gilcrease in the pickle.
New pitcher, number 27, Joe Chase.
Joe Chase.
As we only see one inning from Q, as Joe Chase is about to go in the ballgame. That's a tough break
On
for
the
the
mound
Scouts.
for
As
Scouts, number 27.
leave no
Joe
one on
Chase.
as Gilcrease is tagged out, but to get a runner on third with no outs and still go 1-2-3 is a very tough task. After a 3-2-5 double play, something you definitely don't hear every day. So we're heading to the top of the 9th inning, folks. Joe Chasen, after getting the loss in yesterday's contest against the Southern Ohio Copperheads, he was put in that game with 7-3 lead, but with a bases loaded situation, hit a couple
You
of
know what's awkward?
batters to score 2 runs that were Earl Thomas wanting, and they gave up a 2 RBI single and then a sac fly for the 6th.
Wyatt Hogan is out his left. Kale is still at first. Lincoln still behind the plate. They're so is David out?
He said it was awkward that he brought his girlfriend.
Unless they just used Austin as a pinch hitter and they just replaced him with Wyatt.
Well, Lincoln's up the plate, so it's like Austin was replaced.
Batting for
So
the
Austin just
Ironmen,
was a
playing
pinch
at
hitter.
third base.
Because
Cody Calloway.
Wyatt was the only one who came in. So
So
Austin was just a pinch hitter and they put Wyatt in the spot.
Alrighty, so that clears that up.
I didn't get back to the house at 5:30. I woke up at 5:30. 24-hour day.
There's like a Joker smell.
And here comes the first pitch from Chasen. It's in there for a strike to Cody Calloway. After all the confusion of that 3-2-5 double play. Scott still trail here in the top of the 9th inning. 2-1. 0-1 pitch from Chase is going to be tipped backwards from Callaway, who's now down 0-2. This is Chasen's first inning of action after Q McGrath went 1 inning. Tony Campbell also going 2 innings. That slider reaches the plate, and that's the third strikeout of the day for Cody Callaway. So Chasen comes in firing, much more aggressive than we saw him
At second
yesterday
base, number
down
18, Sam
Bob
Fuller.
Rem Stadium, and a great start for Joe. As we have Sam Kohler, who singled last time. That was against Tony Campbell. That one's going to be foul backwards to the deep backstop here at Grady's Field. 0-1 count to the 5'9" second baseman. Ironmen have not scored since back in the 4th. 2-1 lead they have. He shows bunt, but he says not given. They're going to appeal to the first base, and they're going to say he didn't go either. So 2-1 now. Kohler steps back in. Here comes the big winding delivery from Chase, and that's going tipped over the head of Cale Giddings. So the second consecutive single and at bat for Sam Kohler with 1 down here in the top of the 9th inning, just like we saw back in the top of the 7th.
Which game's bragging?
We have Elias Aguirre. He is 2 for 4 today.
Please.
Singled last time, put runners on first and second.
Oh my word.
You don't like Eeyore?
Jeff Edwards on deck right now. Pick up attempted Giddings. Does not get out Aguirre.
Come on. You guys like when you were good.
Chasing on the rubber. Big righty. One attempt laid down. Chase will pick it up, throw to first. And just in time. Nice play by Big Joe Chasen. Turns around 180 degrees, maybe more like 270 because it was about a 3/4 angle turn before he delivered that ball to Cale Giddings on an absolute screamer. Put 2 down. Sack bunt does put Sam Kohler on second base in scoring position, though. So we have Jeff Edwards, the shortstop, who is 1 for 4 today, scored one of the 2 runs for the Ironmen. And here goes the pitch, and that one is a bit low. It's now 1-0.
Yeah.
And also have to remember here is the Scouts are looking to make the last out of the inning. Jason and Lincoln read some history as they were both at Hillsdale College around the same time before Lincoln transferred to Taylor.
Here comes the 1-0. That one misses low, so 2-0 now to the shortstop from Valpo, Jeff Edwards. Last contest here at Grady's Field, that was scoreless to inning number 13 before the Ironmen were finally able to score. That one's going to hit towards center field. Levi Gilcrease running back. It's going over his head, and that's going to score Kohler. It's going to be an RBI double or maybe a triple. They're sending Edwards, and he's going to be safe. And that one gets past. Kyle Carnahan bounces back into the field of play. Luckily, but a RBI triple from Jeff Edwards makes this a 3-1 lead for the Ironmen. That's a tough break for the Scouts.
The catcher, number 14, Tyler Byers.
So we had Tyler Byers with the speedster Edwards sitting over on third. Scouts already down by 2. Have only had 4 hits in today's contest. Can't afford to give up too many runs here. That has to do it. First pitch to Byers up high. Count is now 1-0 to the catcher, who is 1 for 3 today.
I won't be here Saturday, so you're going to, or someone's going to have to do this. It's at 2
Here comes
p.m.
the 1-0. That's swung and missed.
Maybe.
Count is now 1-1.
It's on a calendar at the house.
2 outs for the Scouts. Trying to get out of the top of the 9th inning, down 3-1. That one high and inside of Byers makes it 2-1.
Why would you?
No, it's Shepherd Bomb online.
But
Beautifully
you
hit
would
ball
buy
from
them
Jeff
at
Edwards that just continued to travel went over the head of Levi Gilcrease. That's why Edwards is on third right now after the triple.
About $10 more
I
there.
brought home Sam Kohler. Here comes the 2-1 and swinging and falling on his keister is Tyler Byers. There is giving all you got in a swing, and then there's that.
That's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing.
Evened up at 2-2 after the big swing in the miss from Byers. 2-2 with 2 outs. Edwards on third. Here comes the pitch, and that one in there for a strike. Chasen gets Byers looking. The second strikeout of the inning for Chasen, but not before the Ironmen are able to extend their lead to 2 after the RBI triple from Jeff Edwards sends home Sam Kohler. And the Ironmen now lead 3-1, and we're heading to the bottom of the 9th. Will there be some magic at Grady's Field for the Xenia Scouts?
New pitcher.
It looks like we have a change on the mound.
33.
Jimmy McLean.
Jimmy
coming
McLean.
to the
Jimmy McLean.
For the Iron.
And we've seen
On the
Jimmy
mound, the
McLean
Iron,
before.
number 33, Jimmy McLean.
Jimmy's a big guy.
Came in and
They call him Big
long,
Daddy.
long game here against the Scouts. He went 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and 1 walk with 3 strikeouts. He came in and he pitched in was replaced in the 13th inning.
Jamie McLean listed at 6'2", 225 on the point streak. I think that's a pretty generous weight distribution to
He
McLean.
might have been that high school.
Maybe back in junior high, he's definitely probably pushing more around 260, 270.
We have 1 kid that weighs 4.
Another
Oh,
Angelo State University man on this team.
Fit inside of
Ironmen are asking him to get 3 outs to put down the Scouts here at Grady's Field.
Lift it up.
oh
Yes.
yes.
The lights are shining bright. The beautiful blue sky in the backdrop. The trees are still. The flag is moving ever so slightly in right field. The mood is set for another lefty, Jamie McLean,
That
try to
might.
close out this game. It'll be 9-1-2 batter for the Scouts, trying to either tie or walk off for the 3rd time this season. The 2nd time at home against the Ironmen.
Batting for
And now it's
Scouts.
like a
Playing
Miles
right field,
Wright to
number
the plate.
2, Miles Wright.
You ready to race?
So Miles Wright will lead off this bottom of the 9th.
Yes,
for the
Father,
Scouts.
preach out, baby, preach out.
He's sound, and the guy that's involved in every single late inning game where there's some magic at the end, Christian Baker.
Miles Wright steps up to the plate now. Big spot, 0 for 2 today. Did walk last time. Scouts will love to get a leadoff runner. First pitch from Jamie McLean. It's up a little high as Miles Wright shows, but pulls back. Now 1-0 to the right fielder.
Why is he coming back?
I can link your arm.
1-0 to Miles. Here's the throw from McLean. Button shown again. Again pulled back. 2-0 now to Miles.
Okay, do that again.
As the big lefty stands on the rubber for the Ironmen. Scouts down 3-1 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Lost yesterday's contest in walk-off fashion. Love to give that turn play to the Ironmen. That one's low in the turf. 3-0 now to right. And just like the last time Miles is up, he's taken 3 straight
How much does
pitches.
this make? Natural and artificial flavor.
Natural.
Now it's back when Patrick Higley was in the game. 3-0, and that one in there for a strike. McLean fighting back. That one goes right down Broadway for a 3-1 count.
Why do you cut off?
Miles Wright to step back in, look at his back in this
I know,
tough
I'd
situation
really
that
do
he's
that,
been
though.
in time and
Don't
time
ever
again this
grow
season.
range does
McLean
that.
lines and delivers a 3-1, and that one's in there for a strike as well. Miles is about ready to toss the bat, but he's going to have to step back in the box because we have a full count.
Because one half of your face is better than the other.
So?
Chris Tomczak went 2 innings, gave up 1 hit, no earned runs, a strikeout, and a walk. Here comes the payoff pitch. That one misses outside, and Miles right draws the leadoff walk. In the tying run now comes to the dish and leads Solomon.
10th total walk from Ironmen pitchers. 8 of them posted by Higley, 1 by Chomchak, first one was from McLean. That's against his first batter, and Miles right brings up Lee Solomon.
Lee Solomon comes to the dish. And an RBI single last time he was up. He was thrown out at second when he tried to stand that single to a double. First pitch is high to Solomon. He was 0 for 8 in his last 2 days before that single. He's 1 for 4 in today's contest with that RBI. The lone RBI for the Scouts today. 1-0 to the shortstop from Lipscomb. Miles Wright's on the move. That one's low, and Miles is going to be stealing without sliding as he gets in there standing up.
He had a tremendous jump on Jamie McLean. He was halfway to second before he even released the ball.
And that's steal number 9 on the season for Miles Wright. That ties Lee Solomon at the dish for steals on the team. 2-0. And that one misses a bit high again, so 3-0 to Lee Solomon. Miles Wright went 3-0. McLean got a couple of strikes to make it a full count before he walked Miles. Let's see what he does here with a 3-0 to the clearly taking Lee Solomon. Here comes the delivery from McLean. That one's in the turf, and Miles Wright thought about moving, thought better of it, took a very positive bounce for the Ironman. Thought that was going to go to the backstop, put runners on the corners. Good job by Miles. He got about a little more than a third of a way to third base before he scampered back to second.
Even better job from Byers behind the plate. Without that, Miles is easily at third. It could have gotten far away enough that if Solomon was hustling down to first, he could have potentially gotten to second. So that could be a very game-changing play from Byers behind the dish.
So back-to-back walks to start the bottom of the 9th inning for Jamie McLean. And that's going to bring up Mr. Drama himself, Christian Binger, the man with ice in his veins, who had the walk-off run the last time these two teams played here at Grady's Field on the bottom of the 14th inning. That one he hit a triple. Triple here was high up this ball game. The Scouts trail in this contest 3-1. No outs in the bottom of the 9th. With Miles right on second, Lee Solomon on first, and Binger at the plate. Jamie McLean back on the rubber. Looks at Miles at second. First pitch, Binger shows bunt, pulls back. That one's low for a ball. That'll be the 6th straight ball we've seen from Jamie McLean. We don't see any activity in the Ironman bullpen, so you have to think you're going to stick with the big lefty. As Clovis Lovelace will call time. Kick away a few of the pellets at the plate. You don't usually see umps clearing off plates here at Grady's Field due to the fact that it's field turf. Miles leads off at second. Solomon off of first. 9 steals apiece between the two base runners. 1-0 now to Christian Binger, the second baseman. Was 2 for 3 today. Also has a walk. There's the 1-0. Shows bunt again. Pulls back this time for a strike. 1-1. Imagine he wants to lay down a sacrifice to put both Solomon and Wright in scoring position for Kyle Carnahan. Lee Solomon is the tying run. Christian Binger is the walk-off run. 1-1 pitch. Bunt is shown. Bunt's laid down. He's going to get to McLean. He's going to throw to first just in time to get Binger. That sacrifice is going to put Wright and Solomon in scoring position. Perfectly executed bunt for Binger.
And that's not quite the typical late game heroics we see from Christian. Usually he's finding a way to put that ball into place somewhere past the second baseman. That's usually his go-to spot when he's up in the box. But lays down a perfect sacrifice bunt right back to McLean on the mound. Not the fleetest of foot, so had to just kind of roll on over to grab that and gets it over to first for the out. But as advanced runners into scoring position for Carnahan.
And Kyle Carnahan fouls that one out. Played to the right side. Kyle had a walk-off ground rule double last week against the Licking County Settlers. So he's been in this position before. Ground rule double here will tie up the game.
You should clear the history.
Carnahan also has 6 homers on the year 5 in the last 9 games. 0-1 pitch from McLean. That one's a bit low in the turf. Good block by Byers. That would have sent Miles right home.
Yeah, Byers has done a tremendous job behind the plate. We've seen a couple pass balls early on. I was back in fifth inning, saw a couple walks. Carnahan was also at the plate, so Scouts hoping for a little deja vu here to bring in a run or two.
1-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 9th. Scouts friendly 3-1. Kyle Carnahan, Mr. Hot Corner at the plate. Here's the delivery. That one misses outside. 2-1 now.
You could tell he wanted that one, but decided to just let that one go, take his pitches as they come, knew that one was just a tad outside, and makes it a 2-1 count.
Carnahan's going to play the game 2 of the last 3 games down in Cincinnati, then yesterday in Athens.
Problem is staying at it long.
And just saying he's swinging hard and making contact. That one misses high. Now 3-1 to Carnahan. A walk to him to be his 3rd of the day. Carnahan came into this about 0 for 2. But with those 2 walks, that could lower the bases for David Gaunt.
I don't think.
Yeah, this better be good.
3-1 count from Jamie McLean. Here comes the pitch, and that one swung on and missed. Big swing from Carnahan. It's going to make it a full count.
It's definitely a very close pitch with the power one. Really could have went either way, but Carnahan takes a big hack, isn't able to do anything with it. Makes it a full count. 1 down here in the 9th.
It's a full count. Payoff pitch incoming. Big spot for Kyle Carnahan. Here it comes.
Big jump.
That one's in there for a strike 3 call. Carnahan already started strolling to first, and now he's going to be seated back in the dugout on the strikeout for Jamie McLean. And now 2 down for the Scouts.
And like we said earlier, when it was a full count earlier on, it was against one of the Ironmen hitters.
Jeff Edwards.
It was against Jeff Edwards. Thank you. We said you can't take it when it's that close. It seemed to be the same exact situation for Carnahan. It would probably could have been a ball, but you really can't take it when it's that close on a 3-2 count.
Scouts down the left side. David Gaunt at the plate. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. First pitch is low. It gets past him, and that's going to score Miles right. Lee Sullivan rounds 3rd, but will stay there. Wild pitch on Jamie McLean. He's going to make this a 1-run ball game,
No,
folks.
this ring I won is $75.
Now you don't want to hope for it necessarily, but 1 more of those, that ties up the ball game.
I'm going to hope for it for sure. Lee Solomon stands off in 3rd right now. 1-0 count to David Gaunt, who's going to walk 3 times today. Now a single would definitely tie up this ball game. Here's the throw from McLean. Scouts down 3-2. Chopped back behind us into the netting. 1-1 to David Gaunt, the team leader in RBIs and home runs.
That dude's trying to shoot.
Came in today batting .313 on the season. 1 for 3 yesterday with a 3-run home run. 29 ribbies on the year. Here comes the 1-1. That one's in. That one goes inside for a strike, which is horrible. Counts now 1 and 2.
Pretty sick right there. I'm not gonna lie.
Should I just get
Clovis Lovelace, I think,
one
has been
big giant one?
umpiring a pretty fair game so far today. Similar calls for both teams with that one. Very far inside. Scouts down to the last strike now. 1-2 pitch, 2 gone. That's going to be chopped towards 3rd base. Callaway picks it up in fair territory. Throws the first in time. And the Ironmen defeat the Xenia Scouts by a score of 3-2 as Lee Solomon is stranded on 3rd base. And that's the heartbreaker. Back-to-back nights. The Scouts lose by a single run as the time run crosses the plate to no avail as David Gaunt is thrown out.
Did that ball stay fair?
I'm
not sure it did.
I thought it was
Well, it was very close. You gotta give it to the aggressiveness.
We got to play all the way through.
You don't want.
Cody Callaway picked that one up before it did bounce. If it bounced, I think it might have gone foul. It was very close. He did charge that one. And just an unfortunate way to end the day again for the Xenia Scouts with a tying run on 3rd. It's just been heartbreak for the Scouts who are now 18 and 15 on the year. And back-to-back days where they've lost by 1 run.
So now 2 questionable calls, to say the least, in that game. The one against the strike 3 call against Kyle Carnahan could have went either way. Very easy. Could have been ball 4, could have very easily been strike 3. It was called strike 3. And then the one at the end of the game, I think that went foul. I really think that just barely, by the nick of that line out there, went foul. And they ruled it. They didn't even rule it fair. They just let it go. They didn't make a signal that it was a fair ball. I was watching Clovis Lovelace behind the plate. Didn't signal it was fair. Didn't signal it was foul. So rough way to end this for the Scouts for sure.
I don't know if that ball was fair or foul. I know that was not a strike on the pitch before David got it. And you have to think, there's a huge difference for a batter to play between a 1-2 count and a 2-1 count, but regardless, that's how the cookie crumbles. And we'll have today's player of the game, Christian Binger, joining us right now as we'll turn the webcam around. I'm going to be able to finagle this if we have to deal with all the cords and wires that come with it. I'm going to take a look at the webcam here. There comes Binger. See if I can bring my ugly face into frame here. I'm going to get real close to Christian. And Christian, again, another tough loss. What are your thoughts following that defeat to the Lorain County Ironmen?
That's tough. I mean, you have like lose 1-run games, especially with the tying run on third. But I mean, happens sometimes. I mean, it could be proud of these guys. I mean, we gave it all we had. Just didn't come out on top.
I don't know if you knew this, but you now have it's a 9 straight ball game. So, is there any success
I didn't
to
know
it?
that.
Now you do. And is there anything different with your approach these last week and a half, or that's made you hit the ball so much more effectively?
No, not really. I mean, I just think that I'm taking better swings. I'm getting more barrel on the ball. Just something I've been working on in the cage a little bit, staying on top of it, getting my top end through, and just feeling good. I feel like my timing's there, and it's pretty much just seeing it and hitting it.
Runners on first and second. You're coming to the plate in the bottom of the 9th inning. You've been so familiar here at Grady's Field in clutch situations in the bottom of the 9th. You scored the game-winning run against these same guys last time you played them, and then you lay down that sack bunt. First of all, is that your call, lay down the sack bunt? Is that something you wanted to do, or is that Coach Cates?
That's Coach Cates, and I was fine with that. I mean, I'm a team guy, so I want to do what's best for the team. We had 2 great hitters coming up behind me, and Kyle and David, and I had all the confidence in the world that they were going to drive them in. And just sometimes it doesn't happen. I mean, you're not going to be 100% successful, but just trying to give ourselves a chance to win and just trying to put my team in a good spot, and I was perfectly fine with that.
Hugh McGrath came in the 8th inning in this one. That was a surprise to us up here in the press box. First of all, surprised to you guys down there, or when you did see it, what are your thoughts when you watched him go in the game?
Well, I kind of knew that he might pitch because Coach on the lineup, he writes like available pitchers, and he had him on there. And I know he had a short outing last time, so I mean he probably wasn't as taxed, and so he had to just. I mean he probably could give us an inning, and I mean we're kind of short on pitching right now, so we just kind of have to piece it together.
And last question, going to Lorain County tomorrow to play the Pipe Yard for the 3rd time this season. What are your expectations after this another crushing defeat for the team?
That we'll go out and we'll compete to the best of our ability. We're gonna go out and play hard. We're not gonna let the long bus ride be a huge effect, but just that we're gonna give 100% no matter what. That we're out there. We hope to be able to come on top with the W.
All right, Christian Binger, another player of the game. It's unfortunate to come in a victory, but great performance for Christian Binger, who's gonna turn the headset over to Lance Morris as I scoot outside. Let him get out of here. Thank you to Christian for coming up here and talking to us. Christian Binger, another great game today. He went 2 for 3. Strikeout another one. His 26th walk of the season. He leads the league in a perfectly laid down sack bunt. And Lance Morris getting back on the headset. Another crushing defeat. And I know they always say they're going to come back tomorrow with the same result. But you have to think after a while, all of these tough losses have to weigh down on the team.
You'd have to think so, especially 2 straight games. Lose in different sorts of ways. Last night, walk-off fashion against the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and then you have the winning runs on base and at the plate and everything you want at the end of the game. You have exactly the part of the lineup you want coming up. Once Lee Solomon came up to the plate, Christian comes up, Kyle goes down on a tough call, and then a ball that I still am not sure was fair off of the bat of David Gone. You can question the strike call earlier all you want, but still had a chance to put it in field of play. And it apparently went fair, so that's all you can do for the Scouts. And like you said, these things have to weigh down on them to a certain point. Once they happen time and time again, you're just kind of figuring, okay, it's going to be our turn one of these times, but when is it going to be? So we're going to have to see if they can come out tomorrow against the Lorain County Ironmen on the road. Last time they went there to play the Ironmen was a 12-3 defeat. So definitely going to have to come out differently than they did in that game. So we'll see what the Scouts are made of tomorrow. We still don't know who the starting pitcher is. We think it's Dylan. We have no idea for sure. So we'll learn either sometime today or sometime early tomorrow who's going to get the start for the Scouts.
Yeah, if you tune to xeniascouts.com, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook as we try to get you updated. As we try to get updated on who tomorrow's starting pitcher is, and updates Twitter right now in front of our webcam. Another heartbreaking defeat for the Xenia Scouts, but we're going to have to just take us another hit on the shoulder and keep on chugging along as they have their third trip to the pipe yard tomorrow and a 3-hour bus ride waiting for them, trying to get the victory over the Lorain County Ironmen and not lose the season series. Want to even it up at 2 apiece after yesterday's crushing defeat in the bottom of the ninth against the Southern Ohio Copperheads. It's been a rough 2-game stretch here in Xenia, Ohio for the Scouts, but as Christian said, you have to move on to the next game. You got to see the resolve of this team, and excited to see what they bring out there. Maybe a better day at the plate for the Scouts. They're exploding yesterday for 3 home runs, a little short on the hitting side of things today, so we have to see what the bats are going to bring out in Lorain County.
Yeah, Scouts reached today with a plethora of walks. An absolute plethora. They had, I think, 11 total coming out into that. Out of all that innings, they had 10
going to the 9.
Miles and then Lee each walk.
Yeah,
so I think 11
11
total walks.
Wow.
8 of them coming from starter Patrick Higley, one coming from Township, a couple coming from McLean. You can't write that any prettier. If you're the Scouts, you have that many guys get walked on a base, free passes. That's a lot of free passes in one game. That's the most we've seen, I think, in a single game this season by a few. So you got to wonder if the Scouts' bats are going to follow them tomorrow as they come into Lorain County, because didn't see too much hitting here tonight. Christian was the only guy with multiple hits in the Scouts' rotation.
That'll do it for us here at the press box at Grady's Field for the second to last homestand we'll see of the year. Will be here at Saturday for 2 games in the doubleheader against Northern Ohio. But besides that, unless we get a home game in the playoffs, that's going to be it here at Grady's Field. The Scouts on the road the next 3 games tomorrow at Lorain County, just west of Cleveland, then up to Salina in northwest Ohio to take on the Grand Lake Mariners. Again, today's final score, 3-2. The Scouts lose in the bottom of the 9th inning when Lee Solomon was stranded on third base. For Lance Morris and myself, Terry Lash, thanks for watching. Good night and God bless.